All right. And
Perfect timing.
Oh, man.
And we're live. Back again for the Tatts Tarrasques episode. Shit. I forgot what episode we're on. 27?
27.
Season 2, episode 7. When last we left our heroes, they were bravely running away from the town of Sloop-de-Loop, where, through no fault of their own, they had gotten gotten involved, I should say, in a summoning of a demon lord. I mean, you can't hold that against them, though, I don't think.
I did.
No.
And after sort of claiming to be the champions of the Koatoa fish people and kind of helping them, or promising to help them fight off this evil cult and the evil demon lord, the crew of LaFloridita decided to run away, and probably rightly so, and make their way back onto the ship with some new friends in tow. A deep gnome named Nesbit and a Gith named of Raynaud. And the last the heroes saw of the town of Sloop-de-Loop was as they were putting as much sail as they could, and as much distance between them and the rampaging Godzilla-esque first Mothra fight that was the Demon Lord versus the Myconid Sovereigns. And now we find our wayward heroes kind of in on their leaky tub, making their way through the Underdark, and there's a little bit of time for them to maybe reflect and chat with each other as they cruise through the darkness.
Just quickly, Thorendir's doing the quick log. All right, so I thought this was pretty funny. It's Thorendir's log. Adventure 2. We set out from the town of Sloop-de-Loop, and oh my Jesus Lordy, I didn't almost come back. There was one point when we went through the fishy town that was bust with ripened smells, and I swear almost Pauly busted one of his old nuts there, smelling all that fish. I still don't know what he got up to if we went into the town, but I went to the local tavern. They had a delectable circular beverage that you just have one, and oh my God, you're almost swept off your feet. And it's not hard. It's quite hard to get a dwarf off his feet these days. But after seeing the local villagers, I was smacked in the back of the head and woke up, and by Lordy, Ymir had killed a priest, and we summoned the Demogorgon. And by then, we decided to fuck on out of town, and we almost lost our lad, Winfred. I left one of my feathers back at the scene, telling we shall return one day and make amends to those poor fish people that are probably screaming in hell right about now. But at last we escaped. Tail was not between our legs. It was valiant, bravely, adamantly galloped away. We've got 2 new crew members, and I still think Winfred's sleeping in the net, and I might go out now and finish the tale and go on out and see what the crew are up to and what Pauly's going to be doing with his ship. Considering we are still 3 feet water and holding, I see the last time I was down below deck. So now I leave you on the second log of Thorendir Grimsbane's journeys on LaFloridita.
Beautiful.
Hell yeah.
Logs done, boys.
I thought you meant a quick log like he was taking a shit. I got really excited.
He could have been on the privy while writing down.
All right, good. Very good. I'm about it.
And and I assume I come out the back of the ship where I think is and see one of you cunts.
I'll be on deck somewhere.
I'll probably I think Pauly will probably just be kind of getting the new crewmates used to the surroundings and where everything is on the LaFloridita. Basically giving them the tour and going, there's the bathrooms. and then I'll point to the bin. There's the HR department if you ever want to complain about the captain.
A DM, quick question. How small is the gnome?
Pretty small. So he's
Is he
short. He's
small?
definitely shorter than you.
So smaller than 4.5 feet?
Yeah, he's got to be like 3'8" maybe. Or like
Are you
3'10".
showing him around, Pauly? Are you showing
Yeah,
him
I am. Yeah, I'm showing him
But
around and a gift.
I'm gift kicking my boots, walking out the Thorendir's map room and cabin or back of the ship, and he just sees this tiny gnome, and Thorendir starts giggling. Pauly, you've got a little man of your own for once. Surely there must be little mixed feelings. And Thorendir walks up and does the old pat on the head like a goat does to a child, and just giggles at this gnome.
Ymir didn't even see the gnome.
The gnome, as you come over and put your hand on his head. Oh, here he is.
G'day, champion.
Let me just refix the this now that we've got this fancy lad in the middle here. So there we go. You go to like scuffle his hair, I imagine, sort of like you would do to a child, or yeah. And he sort of jumps back and says, "Get your hands off me, you daft wee scanner! You big wee job! Think you can just put your hands on a gnome? You've been up on the surface too long, sea dwarf. You all been all dried out. Down here, the Underdark, we cannot be dealing with that. You don't touch me. You don't touch my fuses. You don't touch my bombs. Okay? Them's the ropes."
my dear gnome, surely you don't know that I am Thorendir Grimsbane, heir to the Grimsbane fortune, and I touch whatever the fuck I like on this ship, including your fuses, your fucking hair, and whatever the fuck I want. And I like trip him over. Do you know the old put your leg out in front of him and push him over? I do that to him.
Okay.
Correct.
And just laughing and prancing about.
All right. Give me an acrobatics contest here, I think.
Can I help him by like stepping like behind him, like the crouch over?
Yeah, the crouch over
Jesus.
push. Yeah.
Yeah. So I'll give you
Blow up the
advantage.
ship.
We have to haze the new crew members, and I mean, look, I've already been mean enough to this fucking gnome, so why not continue?
Oh yeah. What about what is that?
That's close.
You got
No.
advantage. You got advantage, don't you?
Yeah, he took advantage.
Yeah, he rolled with
Thorendir took
advantage.
advantage.
I got
Sorry.
18.
Yeah, I saw that.
So yeah, he while he's giving you a bit of the old you daft wee scanner, you notice Pauly has stuck out a talon behind him. Pauly's probably too big to crouch down behind him to get for you to push him over, right? Like you just push him into Pauly at that point. So I think Pauly's got to put a leg down.
Yeah.
And you shove this guy over. And he's on sort of the deck of the ship on his back, saying, "Oh, aye, so that's how it is it? You're gonna be fighting dirty. Well, you better be checking your bedspread before you go to bed, you dear dwarf. Because if you hear a sizzling, maybe it's gonna be the last fucking sleep you'll ever have."
Joke's on you, my friend. I heard he shat in your cot. And Thorendir just giggles at him.
Yeah.
You think that's... Fuck, I'm trying not to be Scottish. You think that's water in your boot? What the fuck was that? By golly, boy. You think that's water in your boots now, chap? Check again. That's fish piss.
Then I'll just interject before they start getting into like a little like tiny man brawl. They're like, now, Nesbit, it's all just a bit of fun. I'm certain this isn't your first crew, mate. Always got to haze the new boy.
Yeah, he sort of rights himself, brushes himself off a bit, and he says, sort of ignoring you, Pauly. He seems to be whispering to himself. He says, "Oh, take a good look. Take a good look, Ratty. Fuck, why is he oscillating between Irish and Scottish?"
You know what I'm imagining he is? Do you remember the little leprechaun that Ralph Wiggum has that tells him to burn things?
Yes.
That's what he reminds me of.
Yeah.
Kill your parents, Tracy.
Oh, aye, Ratty. Well, take a good look at this here, dwarf. Big job. Couple of old big job birds at it too, innit? Well, we know how to deal with him, innit? Well, see, when they come crying to us when they need things set on fire, you can. They be coming, "Oh, Nisbet, oh, me Bumblefoot, please come and set these things on fire." And I'll be like, "No." And then I will do it anyway, Ratty.
Oh, wait, did we decide that Nesbit was going to be my little like pet, or did we say we were going to get another pet? We were going to get like a tiny human.
Because didn't you used to be like the tiny parrot? on
Yeah,
the
yeah,
Southern
yeah,
Giant?
yeah.
And so
Correct.
now you've got a tiny human. Or no?
That's what
So-
I mean. Did it?
So the gnome's probably a little bit big to be like, because he's almost like a toddler, right? Like I think,
Be on my shoulder.
yeah. There is a world in which one of the submitted characters, one of the crew members, is a pixie,
there
and
you
she
go.
is definitely shoulder size if we go
Perfect.
down that route. So,
Yeah, that excites me.
cool. What we got here?
Sorry, I had to interject because I'm just loving Nesbit. I'm loving his banter. So I wouldn't mind having just a swearing little Scotsman on
Yeah.
my shoulder at all times.
And he's half Scottish, half Irish, depending on
He's
which
actually Skyrish.
which one Dan can lean into his Scottish or Irish heritage, depending on where I pull the voice from.
Perfect. Either way, it's a fun time.
Oh, it's hard to do very fop old school English when I'm hearing Scottish Irish. It's like fuck.
Perfect. All right. Well, and then I'll just show the Gith and Nesbit around. What was the Gith's name again? Sorry.
Raynaud. He seems
Raynaud.
quite sort of relaxed, reserved, quiet, observing lots of things. When you show him around, and hey, here's the hold and things like that, he kind of hands behind his back, sort of like and sort of just like analyzing everything very closely.
Actually, can we have Winfred here with us if that's possible, so he can show us what the fuck he did to the ship with the Mycenids?
I did it.
Okay.
It was me that fixed the ship. I'm not aware of what I fixed the ship with.
No, because I remember.
Yeah, Winfred got the wood.
Right.
I
okay.
fixed the ship
Right.
because I was the first one back, and I was the only one that was actually able to make that check and do it
Cool.
because I have the tools.
So as you're showing Raynaud and Nesbit around and showing them where their quarters will be and things like that, you come across a couple of patches of this strange kind of wood that's been hastily hammered and nailed onto patching up some of the more egregious holes in the hull. And over the course of the last 8 hours or whatever, as you've been sort of sailing, you notice, Pauly, that some of the wood where Ymir's clearly like nailed it on, but then it's also the wood has almost like grown or softened itself to kind of almost be like a tire patch.
Right. Okay.
So it's not just like a plank of wood that's been nailed on. It seems to have molded somewhat to it like a band-aid.
Yeah. Cool. Cool. Okay. Sweet. All right. Perfect. And then I guess that's what I'm doing. Just showing the boys around, and then I'll reflect in my crow's nest afterwards.
Give me a
Just about
perception
how-
check, Pauly.
Oh no. Some time, boys.
Boom. 24.
That's pretty good. During your showing around of the ship, you realize that there's a stowaway.
Is there now? Where are they? Like, could I kick the barrel they're in, or like, you know?
Yeah. You think you've found one of the old crates that was kind of in the ship that was empty. As you go through it, you realize like the lid's been put back on.
Cool. I reckon what I'll do is I'll get Nesbit to light some fuse next to it. Not attached to anything. Just you know, get it sizzling, and then I'll say, all right, on the count of 3, if you don't come out, I'm chucking this dynamite right in that crate. 1, 2.
Give me an intimidation check here, or I'll accept a bluff check either way, or like deception.
Is it deception?
That's pretty damn good.
21.
Yeah. So so with the sort of sizzling and the countdown, you hear sort of a gruff voice saying, "All right, I'm coming out." And,
and I'll just I'll lick my tip of my fingers and then just you know, on the fuse.
yeah, you see a grey-skinned dwarf with sort of white beard and hair rise up out of the crate, sort of hands up, and then his sort of red eyes are fixed upon you, and then from you to Nesbit to the lack of dynamite, and he kind of narrows his eyes and says,
Also, like a big cheeky grin.
Yeah, says, "That was a nasty trick."
Well, you can never be too careful.
Hey, it's the
And
Duragar.
seeing by your stature and the way you stand around this tall on me, I should really ask my friend to come down and tell me a little bit more about you. Oh, Thorendir! Yell up at Thorendir.
Oh, Pauly!
Can I, if you're not too busy right now, mate, how about you come down and meet our little guest?
Well, my friend, I was just lighting a dart. Thorendir, this little tiny, like, shatters lights and explodes into of his cigarette and he's lighting it. He just kind of holds him down to what seems to be the issue there, my boy.
We've got a we have a grey-skinned compatriot of yours, my friend.
Jesus, by Muradin's bed, a fellow friend down in these dark times. Thorendir does the old, like, massive, like, brother hand grips. And then, was it Russian or German you liked Dwarven to be in, Dan?
I liked it to be Russian, if
Russian?
possible.
Yeah, it's a big Nastravir and a prostis dish.
Yeah.
Like in this like big old homeboy dwarvenness, which clearly like you can't no idea what I'm saying unless you any old speak dwarf.
I speak bear.
You speak bear, so no.
Close.
So essentially, I said stuff to him that sounds like a greeting, I guess.
Yeah. He's a little bit hesitant at first when he sees you come down, sort of, and you see that this isn't just a dwarf. This is a Duragar. In fact, this is the same Duragar that was at the altar with you. He is able to kind of match your incredibly elaborate handshake with a stoic face, and he says, probably in Dwarvish, with sort of a very undercommon-y kind of accent or Underdark accent. We put differences aside, you and me. We get away from that place. The evil, the demons, the old wars, they mean nothing to you and me.
I'll probably do a Russian accent here because we are speaking heavy Dwarven.
Sure.
My brother, not matter what come between us. We drink vodka tonight. We bond under the Underdark law, and we tell stories of our family and honor our ancestors.
I love you, Aaron.
And he says, Surface cousin, I have procured a not terrible mushroom vodka. We drink. You get me out of dangerous place, and if you perhaps take me back to town of Grim, I would be most grateful.
Oh, why'd you have to go and say that word? Fuck! My brother, Dos Big John, you'll be glad to bring you to town, Grim. But I don't like my safety. Je suis le Grimsbane.
His eyes kind of go wide, and looks around, and says, "What is a bird and a Grimsbane and a rock and a bear doing so far from the surface?"
Oh,
I asked this.
the rock's
Yes.
downstairs. I don't think he sees me.
This
Uh,
is.
he has seen you though. He has seen you.
That's a good
because he
point.
is stowed
That
away
is a
on the
good
ship.
point. That is a good point.
Hey Dan, just real
Sure.
quickly, did you already roll my hit die for my HP when I leveled up?
No, I think you
'Cause
need to do that.
it's been increased to 45, and I don't think I did that.
It'll automatically do it.
It'll automatically do it.
you on
Oh,
D&D
okay,
Beyond
cool.
if you don't have it set to rolls.
Yeah, right. Okay.
Which 45
yeah.
seems like 45 is lower than what I got, so I just leave it.
Yeah. In which
think-
case, the only other thing I wanted to do was add a couple points to my dexterity, but that's it.
I don't think you get more points at level 5.
Don't
That's
get-
a
Yeah, you
Oh,
don't get points at 5. It's 6, 4,
six.
6, and
Okay,
8.
cool.
yeah. At 4, you got the choice of 2 points or a feat.
Yep. Oh, okay. So what do I
yeah.
get at 5 apart
an
from
extra
the
attack.
thing that we spoke about?
I think you get I think you get an extra attack. Barbarians, I think, get an extra attack.
Yep.
Rogues
Okay.
get uncanny dodge, and bards get font of inspiration.
Cool. Okay, that's easy.
And another spell, baby.
Oh.
And then Jacob, to import your level up from D&D Beyond, you just hit the little open up your character sheet in Forge, hit the little 3 dots, and then go import. Not there. was
I can't see my tile anywhere.
No, you go up to the little pit in the top right corner, the 3 little people
3 little people. Uh,
of where the rolls happen.
PC play
Third from the left.
character.
Yeah, third from the left, and then you go
Yeah.
PC player characters. Right click on your sheet, and then
I
go
click on my sheet.
import data.
Import data.
What's it? Import data? How did I
No,
do
there's
it?
a once you open the sheet, there's a little like red B that you can click.
Yeah. Open
Um,
the sheet, click the B, and then hit import.
Clicking the B.
I think you might need to link or put Winfred's thing in there.
Okay. Sorry to
I didn't have
interrupt.
to. Once
Sorry,
it's linked, it just works.
I forgot to do it over the weekend.
All G. Yeah, so the Durgar asks, yeah, what are you doing so far from the surface?
Did he speak that to me in common or
Probably in
Russian?
Dwarvish. In Russia Dwarvish.
Nostradamus? Me and my companion got sheep from Ghostmen, and we underwater in search of adventure.
Sorry to cut in. Was Ghostman a question?
I know it was sort of no. Think of it of me trying to think of the word. In
Yeah, I know.
like
It sounded
ghost-
like you were
ghost-
asking him about a Ghostman.
Yeah,
like,
but no, like,
Ghostman?
no, yeah, it's like he's trying to think of like the dwarven word for
Pirate
yeah,
ghost.
for Ghost Man.
pirate ghost man. It was like ghost.
Yeah, because a human ghost is probably like a different thing to a dwarven ghost,
Yeah.
right? Like,
Yeah, because like the word ghost to us would be like, I would assume like our ancestor's spirit or something, but we're like that is an actual undead man.
yeah.
That's why I said ghost man. Question mark. I'm sorry, I didn't really think of the Russian voice with Thorendir. I should actually work on that for you.
And he says, Underdark, very dangerous. As you see, demonic activity, crazy fish cults, ghost men, perhaps
Well,
it not safe. We go to town of Grim. We go have drink. Wait for it all to blow over.
well, my brother knows we do need to go get supplied. Last down sloop that loop. No. We don't go back. And Thorendir looking very how do I put it? Probably a little the sweat going down his brow the first time. Go, how far is Grim?
He says, I couple days. The ship, she not fast. Couple days travel, perhaps. Though, I believe we are headed in the wrong direction. Grim is back east. We are headed west. You keep heading west, you hit Blingdenstone. The deep gnomes, the Zerfneblin, they do not like outsiders. Not a warm welcome.
Well, brother, I'm not one who know this land so well. Why am I starting to sound more Middle Eastern? Like, come, friend.
Sit, have a drink.
You like Chaslav?
Ew, I'll take a crab juice.
I go. Thorendir goes. I don't know Underdark that well. Underdark. I'm even getting the phlegm out.
Yeah.
Zot, brother. You have to speak to the rest of the crew and see where we're going. Right now, we're heading in the direction in broken ship. I don't know where we're going. We just need the repairs.
I mean, the whole time Pauly's kind of just sitting there baffled. So I guess he's just kind of juggling knives. You know what I mean? Just to entertain himself. And then I'll just kind of interject at one point. And go, does he know there's any good shipbuilders around?
Thorendir turns to him and goes, "Fuck, this is such a different voice compared to Russian." Well, my dear boy, usually one would say that I would be very confident to go into this boy's town. Sorry, boy. What is their race? No, fucking
Durga.
This Duragar's town, but I daily say, Pauly, I may not be welcome.
Have you heard? And then probably just to the Duragar. Have you heard of the name Grimsbane?
He kind of looks at you, and says, and kind of shrugs and says, "We have heard the stories. Grimsbanes, dwarves, great renown."
Can I make sure? Can I just like roll to see if he's telling the truth?
Yeah, you want to get some some insight on
insight check. If that's all right.
See if you can pick up what he's putting down here.
Yep. I never roll a good insight check.
I mean, this guy's incredibly difficult to read.
Right, cool. I trust him. Let's go. Like, I mean, like, I'm up for going to Grim. Does he know there's a good if there's a good ship right there?
I probably don't need to rate this to him. He probably speaks common, so
sure.
No, I know. Yeah, good point. Do you know where a ship right is?
He says, Clan Hammerkane, great shipbuilders.
Hammerking. I like that name.
The best. They're engineers, best in Underdark. And he says, being Grimsbane may be a problem, perhaps not a big problem.
Maybe we could hide you on the. Maybe we could hide you in the ship. You can be lookout.
Pauly, my lad. Don't you dare be questioning Grimsbane's honor in front of their mortal enemy, the Grims. I'm about to say the Banes. And,
Beans.
Bones.
You should
Beans.
not hide me away.
The beans.
All right, okay, and then well, maybe we'll just walk away from Duragar, and we'll go talk to the rest of the crew.
Bid him farewell at least. You just turn and walk away like, fuck this guy.
Well, where's he going to go,
I mean,
I suppose?
Yeah, correct. He's not going to go anywhere. And I can literally just be like, all right, we're gonna go discuss where we're gonna go. You just wait here. And then like,
while that was happening,
can't you disguise self?
Yeah.
Yeah, perfect.
But you're
So-
literally asking me to not be Grimsbane when my whole point of my life
point.
is to be worthy of being Grimsbane.
Good point. Then I feel like we have to go to there. Then you know what I
I
mean?
know, but I don't want to. I'm gonna die.
while that was going on, how long would you say all of these little activities have been happening for?
I'm just going to try something. Disregard this roll.
Okay. Well, why don't you tell me what you're trying to do, Dylan? And,
I just wanted
there
to I wanted Ymir to I wanted to sit down and just tend to my wounds because I get whacked a few times and potentially fit in a short rest if there was enough time. If there wasn't, that is fine.
Yeah. So I'm sort of putting it that once you were very hectic, sort of escaping the town, but it's been many hours since then.
Okay. So would I fit in a long rest then?
I think you either will or either have already or kind of will by the time you get to wherever you're going.
Well, that's what I would have done during all of this. Ymir would have just gotten on the ship after jumping from one end of town to the other.
Yeah.
His quads are feeling a bit. He's feeling the burn.
Bit of lactic acid building in his quad.
Repairing the ship very quickly. Ymir would have just gone straight.
Get him a
to
zinger
bed.
box.
Oh, dude, please get me a zinger box.
Well, they don't call me the dirty bird for nothing.
And I'd like to think that by the time my rest is done, I get woken up to this. That's what I was doing in the meantime of that.
Sure.
Yeah, cool. I mean, where do we want to go, guys? I'm thinking Grim's a good choice. And I mean, look, if they do have some good ship rides there, we need to fix this. Needs to be our main priority.
Ymir's going to look at Pauly, look at the Grimsbane that we have, look back at Pauly and go, I don't think Grims is a good idea. The name, I mean, it's up. I'll leave it up to Thorendir. He can make the decision on that
Are
one.
we
for
able
me.
to take long rests now?
It does. Well, sorry.
Were you able to take long rests now?
I've taken
yeah,
mine because that's
you
what
can
I was
take-
doing while
Yeah, you can take them now. This whole vignette, this story, it's story time as
Okay, cool.
as you've kind of chilled out over the gotten everyone settled, tended to the ship, and are still making your way through the Underdark.
Downtown.
I think the last direction you'd given Tidal, or asked Tidal to give directions on, was to head towards Skullport.
How far was Skullport?
She reckons it's still a couple of days travel, and that you'll have to head through the. She says you'll have to head through or she says hopefully the Blingden gates open, because we'll need to head through a lock and get
The Blingden gates is those deep gnomes, right?
Yeah, because we're gonna. She said the Skullport is underwater deep, and we're much below that right now.
Right.
So we need a lock to get to a higher level of the Underdark.
Okay. Look, I my vote's for Grim. We can get the ship repaired, then we can go. From what Duragar said, those dwarves, those gnomes, aren't friendly.
As you say that, you see behind, well, not directly behind Pauly, but on a bench or on a table, sort of tucked away in the ship, you see Nesbit like mixing powders together and being like, "Oh, the wee kind of dwarf wants to fuck with me, does he? Well, does he?"
And
He's
then,
sort of
I can literally just point at Nesbit. You know what I mean?
yeah, and he says, "Good idea, Ratty. You work on the alibi. I'll work on the explosions."
Thorendir does go to Pauly. Well, as much as I'll talk about the namesake of my family, whispered, boy, apparently we murdered the shit out of them. But I'm gonna say us. They are hearty builders, and they will build us. They'll fix us a stern ship. We are in need of repairs. Thorendir yells out, "What's the count?" And then just is 3 feet and olden, sir. Beautiful. Keep it at that, lads.
I feel like we're just here.
Thorendir's a wordsmith, man. He understands Grant's bones.
Very good.
I'm back.
Welcome back.
Welcome back.
That's probably gonna happen a fair bit tonight, I think.
That's all right.
What's going on?
Cool.
Back
Well,
keeps playing up.
Oh, shit.
so are you up for it then? Up for going to Grim? We'll see what happens.
Well, the last town we went to, Shirley ended up getting fucked in the rear. What's Shirley gonna hurt a Grimsbane going to Grim?
Point.
Yeah, it could. Yeah, I mean, look, and this
Couldn't
is
be worse than last time.
absolute foreshadowing. Yeah, I mean, like, look, a Demogorgon rock up at the last place. There's no chance it could be worse than that.
Exactly.
Yes, it's just like the Arrested Development music plays in the background. Okay, cool. That's 2 votes for Grim. Winfred, give me it.
I gave my vote to Thorendir to
3 votes then. Let's do it.
Winfred's below deck sulking, so I
Okay.
imagine he's just gonna
Are you still tied up in the net that we got you in?
Oh yeah.
probably
Still crying
Alright, tied.
about your mushrooms.
Like
Ty,
he's-
set a course. Set a course for Grim.
She sort of heaves a massive sigh, and her gills kind of like open in and out, and she says, "Right, you are, Captain."
All right, and I'll just go extra chum rations for you, darling, and then just blow her a kiss.
As the kiss, like as you make that motion to like you've blown something at her, like her hand like readies to her coral rapier as if like you're actually attacking her with some kind of spell, and then she realizes that it's not that and kind of relaxes.
Yeah, cool. I have that effect on women. And then I'll go get I'll be like, all right, I'm gonna go get our helmsman. I think we haven't actually unwrapped him from his net just yet.
Yeah, you go down, you find Winfred, who it's like the net is probably open, but it's like over, like it's still kind of his head's poking out, and
he's like got it over top of him like a blanket, just like leave me alone.
yeah, and you've been feeling a bit weird, Winfred. The sort of the turmoil of emotions that you've been undergoing. And perhaps, I don't know if you ate some of the fish in town, or possibly ate some of the fish people in town. You might maybe have a little bit of an upset stomach. It's just not feeling great for you at the moment, I guess.
All right, Winfred, I understand it was a very tough time, and look, I am sorry for the things I had to say, but I had to make sure that no matter what, you'd come with us and then keep on adventuring with us.
Winfred snarls at you.
Winfred, it's okay. I didn't mean to hurt your feelings. Honey's awesome, and bears are cool.
It's alright, that's not stuck in my teeth. I'm trying not to laugh because I'm not good at doing serious roleplay. But when Winfred sort of like picks himself up and then plonks himself down, facing in the opposite direction of you, like a big puppy that's just mad at you.
Okay. I'll walk back out. I'll close the door behind me. I'll go back to the rest of the crew. It's like, do we have any like honey reserves that just we could get for now? Just the rest of the crew.
Let me have a look. I'll have a look in my bag.
I actually don't think I have any food or grog on me for the first time in forever.
Ymir can give him a day's rations.
Would there be
That's
honey in
all
those rations?
I don't know. There's probably tuna in those rations, though.
Wait, does Winfred have like? Are you in your room, Winfred?
Yes, I am. But
Okay.
considering that that Winfred just slaughtered a whole bunch of fish people, I don't think that tuna is the best idea. I'm just
that's all
putting that
I
out
got.
there.
That's
on
all
a
I
meta
got.
level, just
All right. Okay. I'll go back in the room. I'll go back in the room with Winfred. Like Winfred. Now we don't have any honey right now, but the second we get to port, I'll get your pot and I'll fill it all the way to the brim. My share.
Winfred unhooks his pot from his belt, and you hear that it just tung on the ground, and he lifts the lid off of it, and it's full of honey already, and he puts the lid back on it, and then goes back to under the covers.
All right, but Winfred, we need to get the ship, and you're our strong, muscly, big, tough, but cute helmsman, and the ship can't be steered by anyone else now. We even got you that little pirate hat, remember?
Don't make me do it, Timmy.
Bring up that.
Don't make me do it. Winfred takes the pirate hat and throws it at your feet.
Sweet, cool, new hat, thank you. Perfect. Pauly pockets Winfred's pirate hat. I'm gonna actually write that on my character sheet.
I have to get my original tile back here, DM Daddy.
I'll give it back to you. Don't worry. I'll give it back to you. Don't worry.
Once he's finished sulking.
I know, because I remember this one's ratty. Remember, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. Thank you. Perfect. All right. Well. Okay. Well, come out whenever you want to, dear. We love you. You know that. And then, close the door like it's like a sulking teen, just very, very slightly.
You come back on deck to find Ymir at the wheel.
No. Okay. That's gonna have to change right now. I'll be on the wheel.
All right.
I want to see that
Ymir's
interaction.
Ymir's never had the fucking ship crash.
I know, but I mean, like, I've got proficiency with water vehicles, so it's okay if I steer it.
Ymir's not letting go. He's like, no, I want to turn.
So it's like I went from the teenagers' room to the toddlers. You know what I mean?
Ymir's just a very big toddler. You'll have to move me. And he sits down holding onto the wheel.
They always said that this would happen when you get a pirate crew.
Ymir just laughs and walks away. He goes, gotcha.
Perfect. All right, and then I'll start sailing us towards Grim.
All right.
Just a heads up, you do have the dark vision from the front of the ship now.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you can, as you sort of put your hands on the steering column, your awareness seems to stretch out further. You can even sort of put your goggles up, on your forehead, and you can still kind of see out 60 feet around the ship in all directions. Beyond that, of course, it's still sort of dark and gloomy. But where you can see through, where line of sight permits, you can see the stalagmites and the edges of the dark lake, and you kind of keep one edge to the or keep one shore, I guess, in sight, and kind of use that as a way to navigate through the gloom.
I definitely wouldn't be by going further. I could go too far into the actual sea itself. It's not a smart move with a herding ship.
Give me a navigation check, which would probably be a we'll give you a d20 plus your proficiency, because you've got proficiency with water vehicles.
I do. What is my proficiency again? How do I add that?
It'll be +2, I think, for your level.
2 or 3. Mine's a +3 now.
It doesn't
So
really say. It
maybe.
doesn't say what
It says it on D&D Beyond.
Proficiency bonus
It's
should be on your
next to
D&D Beyond
movement
page, mate.
Next to movement speed,
Mm.
walking speed, or whatever they call it.
+3. Okay, cool.
Yep, there you go, because we're 5th
Awesome.
level. Sorry about the shattering of things getting dropped into a glass.
It's fine. Just rolling your dice into a pit of
Ooh.
marbles.
There we
Thank
go.
you for reminding me.
What? Why isn't it?
Slash
Oh,
roll
boy.
No,
space.
that's not roll. Just R. Yeah, /R.
There we go.
Boys, look at the camera.
15.
Oh, nice die.
Got
Oh,
some,
very
got some
cool.
new dice.
Cool.
Yeah, awesome.
Yeah, I saw the photo of those the other day. They look like sap, like tree sap.
In person, they look more like little miniature galaxies, which is quite cool.
Cool.
Very
Yeah,
nice.
quite like 'em.
15. 15.
Yep. So you, over the course of the day, continue, or what you assume is the day, take the ship. And in fact, you hit a point where, weirdly, sort of like there's almost like rain battering down on the top deck of the ship. You're potentially glad to have two hats, as weirdly, like that's not the sky above you, like it's just darkness, but you know that there's a cavern roof somewhere up there. But it seems like it does have its own weather, and in fact there is sort of rain beating down on the ship. It does make it a little bit harder to see, and further gloomy. But yeah, you're kind of up there getting wet and miserable, or maybe love and life. I don't know. Maybe this is what Pauly lives for.
I
It's like a bird in a bird bath.
No, I do love a good storm.
Yeah, but it is quite cold. I've got here. It's sort of you've hit sort of a cold patch. It's like 6 degrees, so you need to sort of rug up quite well to stay up here on top deck.
Cool.
Unless you're
I'll
a
just-
bear.
Or Ymir.
That's right.
Mountain-born boys.
I'll just tighten. I'll just fasten up my coat. Get really nice in there. Kind of ruffle the feathers out a bit, so it kind of looks like like I've got like a big feathery beanie on.
Let me see. You see, as you're the one sort of up there on the top deck, you'll give me a wisdom saving throw, Pauly.
12.
You, since seeing the Demogorgon, you think you've kind of been seeing shapes in the darkness, sometimes even sort of perhaps hearing voices on the wind. Right. You don't think it's getting any worse. I know you haven't really spoken to anyone about it. You think like you're occasionally seeing shapes in the darkness that start to resolve, and then it's like, oh no, it's nothing, it's just deeper shadow. Right. Or sometimes it sounds like the wind is telling you to do things. But
it's just Nesbitt saying, "Kill them all."
Kill it all and make it look like an accident.
Steer
Burn the house down.
the ship right into the rock.
So over the course of the next sort of couple of hours, the sailing is rather uneventful.
Cool.
Hell yeah. Ymir will make his way up onto the deck just to see how our fine feathered friend is doing.
Yeah, doing it right. Doing good.
All right. Well, good to know. Ymir's just going to hang out on the top deck with you for a bit because I don't feel the cold. So it doesn't really matter. So he's just going to hang out and see what's going on up here. Make his way, just wander
I lost
around
you again.
the deck.
Oh, never mind.
Yeah, cool. Where's chat shit?
All right. Give me a perception check, both of you, seeing as you're up the top there.
You guys are dropping out a little bit.
Perception.
Oh, 18. Thank God.
13.
You both hear a clunk, like you've kind of maybe hit something, though you're quite far out from shore. You can see the shore, Pauly, but you both kind of up on deck here feel like the boat has hit something relatively solid.
Ymir goes, Pauly, I put that eye on the wheel so that you could see ahead. What did you hit? Do you know?
Nothing I could see before.
Ymir's
This is worrying.
Ymir just turns and goes, I'll make my way to the front of the ship and have a look.
Cool.
And,
I'll go alert the crew.
I'll make my way to the front and I mean, you can either alert the crew or I can just yell as I walk past the stairs.
Maybe I'll just like I feel like we have like a bell to call the crew to the top. So maybe I'll ring the bell and then just follow you.
All right. As you go to follow me, Ymir, I'll look back and just say, no, you stay here in case it's something it may try to get on the ship at the rear. I feel like one at the front and one at the rear is probably.
That sounds good, actually.
Optimal.
Yeah, done. I'll stay at the helm.
So yeah, Ymir makes his way to the front of the ship and is going to look over the rail into the water to see what we hit.
Yeah.
And as I walk over, I take out a torch. I ignite the torch and then like hold it over the edge.
Yeah. As you light the torch, you feel sort of a whip sharp wind wrap around you, and it extinguishes the torch. So it makes it kind of difficult to see over the edge. You can kind of actually you can see even your breath, Ymir, like, because you don't have dark vision.
No, I do not.
But you can kind of just see in front of your face, maybe from like some of the other light, and for the light you have for a moment, your breath like condensing in the air ahead of you, and just as the torch goes out, you see a sort of a giant clawed furry hand reach up over the bow of the ship, and you have a moment to act as this creature starts sort of seemingly climbing its way up over the ship.
Does this seem like it is confrontational, or is it someone that was like stuck to the front of the ship and they're climbing up? Like, does this seem like this is someone I should help, or do I ready my sword and shield?
All you saw was a giant clawed furry hand.
All right. Well, since the torch is useless, I drop it at my feet, I grab my shield off my back, and I draw my sword that's at my side and ready myself. I'll ready an action in case something happens. I'll ready an attack in case something happens.
Cool. I just realized
Do I see this as well, or?
Yes, you probably see it more clearly. You see a head come up out of the sort of darkness. It has two giant sort of lower fangs, a big nose, and kind of pointed ears out. And it's got a big sort of blue-white mane of fur, and a relatively humanish kind of face. Pauly, you see this. And it's sort of climbing up over the edge of onto the boat from the front, and you see Ymir kind of with his sword and shield ready, peering into the gloom, and seems to be looking right at it, but isn't reacting to it.
Right. Well, I reckon I'm just gonna shoot my bow at it.
Mm-hmm.
Just gonna go. Whilst probably yelling, like, I mean, it's always nice to knock before you come into someone's home. And then, yeah, shoot.
Yeah.
Okay. Right. Oop. 16.
16 will hit.
19 damage.
Whew.
All right. Do you get sneak attack?
Yep. Yeah, because if I mean, like, is he right with
That's with me.
Ymir?
Oh
So
yeah,
it would be
yeah, I suppose.
technically engaging with me.
Yep.
Yeah, good point. All right.
And it's anything. It's ranged or melee.
Yeah, cool. All right, let me pull old mate onto here.
Well, if we're not in initiative yet, Pauly, I see hear Pauly yell and fire an arrow. I would also like to just swing my sword.
Okay.
Because if I'm hearing an arrow flying past me, I'm like, well, it's obviously not good, even though I can't see it. So I'm going to swing my longsword
Sure.
at the creature.
Roll with disadvantage for me because you can't see it in this gloom.
Yes. So how do I roll? Is it shift for disadvantage?
Or
Control,
alt
I think.
or control. Yeah, one of the two.
Shift. Well, I rolled with advantage, but just take
Yeah,
the
I can
lower
see the other
16.
one. Yep. Yeah, you feel your sword bite into flesh.
Yeah. 11 slashing.
Cool.
I've slashed just above basically where that arm is
Yeah.
of what I can see. I
and
like to think that Ymir's good at killing shit, so he's like, arm there, shoulder probably there, aim for the head. But,
Yeah, let's have everyone roll initiative now. As it was sort of climbing out, and it was somewhat surprised, or you were able to kind of catch it off guard.
Yeah. Yeah, this thing's gonna have a bad time. We're new and improved adventurers now, boys.
That's right. Thorendir, did you roll initiative? You did 9.
She's there, baby. Not a good one, but
Cool.
I rarely get initiative over double digits, boys.
Yeah, Pauly, you've loosed an arrow across the bow, and this thing sort of howled, and you can see it still clawing its way up onto the ship, and sort of riding itself almost next to Ymir.
Are your roles still meant to be private, Dan?
Yep.
Okay. Just checking.
Pauly?
Sorry, I was muted. I apologize. The map. Can I get? I can't see it. Can I just fly towards this snow troll?
Yep.
Yeah, and I'll just attack him with my rapier and a dagger.
Cool. As you let go of the steering wheel of the ship and sort of start flying over, the vision you have of the ship sort of narrows itself. You're able to flick your
Put my goggles back on.
back down, and you can definitely see far enough to see this troll, and Ymir kind of swinging wildly at it.
Cool. I'll just go right for it and just swing with talon first and then my dagger.
Mm-hmm.
23.
Yep, 23 will definitely hit.
Cool. Awesome damage. I'm gonna re-roll one of those. It's part of my piercer ability.
Yeah.
I'm gonna re-roll one. So I'm gonna re-roll the D8. The piercer
Forgot to actually move the thing. There we go.
D8. It was a 1. That's why I want to re-roll it.
Sure. Oh yeah, that's part of your piercer thing.
2. So just the extra. So 20 damage in total.
Cool.
Sorry, this is gonna go out and then back around, and then I'll be like here, and then I'll take him a dagger as well. Boom!
Ooh!
I got you. Don't you worry.
That would
So-
have got way too many points.
Oh, so I get to do even more damage because of my piercer effect because I got a crit on it.
So what does the piercer effect do?
So pierce a critical hit. When you score a critical hit that deals damage to a creature, you can. 1 second. Let me set this fucking thing down. Put it down. Go away. There we go. Sorry. When you deal damage to a creature, you can roll 1 additional damage die when determining the extra piercing damage.
Cool. So instead of
One extra damage die.
2d4 for the dagger attack, it'd be 3d4.
Awesome. Well, let's just see if it rolls it that way anyway. It might just.
Fuck me.
Oh, it did. It did. I added that already. So 20. No, not including the 15 sneak attack.
No, so it's just the 1 plus 2 plus 1.
Oh, that's bugger all. Shit
Because you
rolls.
don't add your dex modifier for an offhand weapon.
No.
So 1 plus 2 plus 1. 4. Cool.
Not great for a crit, but that's okay.
It's better than nothing, I suppose.
That's true.
As you fly in here and start wailing on this creature, Pauly, you feel a sort of a massive chill in your hollow bones. It's almost like this thing has its own kind of climate.
I'll probably fly up again, just however much movement I have left. So what's that? Oh no, that's enough. I'd literally be there actually.
Mhm.
Yeah, okay, that's all I do.
Cool. Winfred, you are sort of on the. Well, I've got you here as on the top deck of the ship, like in the center. But are you still
I'd
sort of
probably
under?
be. I'd probably be on the lower deck.
Yeah.
The map isn't coming up properly for me. I'm just seeing grey tiles.
Oh, okay.
Log out and log back in. It usually fixes it for me
Yeah.
after a little bit.
I'm just gonna refresh the page. Does it want to load?
It'll take a minute. Sometimes it can take a little while.
Okay.
I have you as I've put you in the kitchen. Perhaps you and Splug. Splug's down. You've kind of moved in there and parked yourself next to the cooking hearth, and Splug is trying to sort of coax you to rouse with little treats and stuff.
Are you making him, depression eating?
Yep.
You feed
Yeah,
him mental
that's
health
exactly what
issues?
I'm doing. Also, I need to turn rage off.
Right
Does that
click your
work?
token.
Okay.
No, I think that's just put you as raging now. I think it got out of sync, and now it like.
Okay.
So
If
the
you click
symbol.
your token, you can turn off the status effect on the
Yeah,
token
okay.
itself. That's what I do when I wasn't using the.
Back in a second, boys.
Okay, cool.
you
I was gonna try and keep this a secret, but you guys already know what I'm planning on doing with Winfred anyway. Because Winfred is dealing with a lot of emotion, and wild surges are to do with emotive energy, and particularly like positive and negative energy and intense emotion. I've been watching D20, and Brennan Lee Mulligan. Every time a wild surge happens, a wild surge can happen at any time, and every time that I pass a wild surge on a D20 roll, the resistance goes up. So say if I did my first one as a 1 and I kept rolling higher than 1, kept rolling higher 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So eventually it's going to happen. But when a wild surge happens, it resets back to 1 again.
Oh yeah, sort of like Mob Psycho.
Yeah. So it adds a little bit more randomness to it, but it also means it's a little bit more RNG and random.
So are
And
you
it also,
because
it also
you're
happens when Winfred goes into a rage as well. So
yeah, I getcha. I was gonna ask that because like wild magic sorcerer is a little bit different, right? Than a wild magic barbarian, but
yeah. But I liked that. I wanted to keep the idea that like tense situations can sometimes can trigger wild magic surges as
Sure.
well. So they add a little bit of a roleplay element to it as well.
yeah, all right, I'm all
Yeah.
for it.
Cool. So Winfred obviously hears the rumbling from the side of the ship and onto the top deck. And I guess he turns around to Splug, and Splug is kind of expecting him to go and run, and he just kind of doesn't, and he goes and sits in the corner
Yeah.
Spelunking with blood.
and plonks himself down. Also, I'm gonna need to get my tile back without my pirate hat, but I don't know how to do it. I'll have to do that eventually.
So we hear the snarling of a creature,
Mhm.
you know, a smelly, hairy monstrosity, wielding a shield and a sword, fighting a giant troll. And Winfred kind of
Get that.
That was clever. I like that.
hears that, you know, looks up, kind of looks back down. Is there a pause, you know, like muzzle on the paws kind of thing, curled up in the corner, and then we cut back up to Ymir and Pauly kind of fighting for their lives.
Yeah.
Love it.
Mia is going to.
That being said, DM Dan, I'll give you creative freedom whenever you want me to roll a wild magic surge.
Yep. No worries.
Cool.
Dylan.
Right. Mia. I'm assuming I can see the creature now.
Yeah, it's still in gloom, so it's still hard to hit because it's like night fighting,
With
right?
enough air, maybe they can be
This sort of
inured
pitch
against the
black
horrors
kind of
below.
place, but you can certainly hear it and definitely know where it is.
All right. Well, just to get things nice and warmed up, Mia's gonna rage. Oh, wait. Let's hit that again. There we go. Now I'm raging. Did it give me the? It didn't give me the thing. Cool. Why not? Whatever.
That's fine. As long as it gives you all the other stuff like the resistances and whatnot.
Hopefully. I don't know if it even took a. Oh, it took a charge of rage. Okay. And then he's going to swing his sword. Does a 25 hit?
Certainly. So you feel a bit of chill in your arm as you lunge forward to attack this creature. A normal mere mortal would take 5 cold damage. You're going to take half that as you lash out with the sword and hit for 8.
All right. So I'll take what, 2 damage then?
Yep.
6. Cool. And I'm gonna hit again.
Mhm.
Roll another one. It's a 9 to hit.
9 is not going to hit. As
what is a longsword meant to do?
in the gloom, whilst your first blow strikes true, you can hear sort of a howl and you feel the resistance of it. When you go to strike it where you think the rest of this creature is, you hit nothing but air.
Yeah, I think my rage actually didn't. It actually didn't tick. Cool. So now I've popped rage. I'll just keep that in mind for next. Yeah, it didn't actually turn on. It just macroed, but didn't turn itself on.
But didn't use one. Well, it says in features I have that you have 1 out of 3 rages left.
In mine, it says I've got 2.
Interesting. Oh,
Yeah.
on your active abilities? Yeah, I'm looking at your attributes. Where there's
Yeah,
rage,
I
2
just-
out of 3. Oh, you changed it. Yeah, 2 out of 3.
Yeah, I
Stone's
just synced it
endurance.
back up.
Cool. All right. Alrighty. The troll. Pauly, you see this. Ymir, you probably don't. The wounds that you and Ymir have inflicted upon this creature seem to be sort of knitting themselves together. The flesh itself seems to be mending. The creature lashes out at Ymir to try and bite him. I assume that's not going to hit. No. Even though Ymir can't really see where this creature's coming from, just even getting the shield up and being prepared, you hear the clank of teeth on the shield. And Pauly, you've flown in 45 feet and attacked. How much higher can you get from your flight speed?
Just 5 feet. At that point, yeah.
Yeah. So I think it's still within the realm of making an attack at you with sort of reaching up and trying to shred you with its claw.
Wait. So it's attacking Pauly?
Yes.
So Pauly, you're within 5 feet of me?
Mm-hmm.
Cool. I'm going to use Sentinel.
Okay. What does that do? Describe it to me.
Where is it gone? I just mean Sentinel is... Where's my features and traits gone? Blah, 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 blah. Where'd it go? When you hit a creature... no, not that one. When a creature within 5 feet of you makes an attack against a target other than you, you can use your reaction to make a melee weapon attack against the attacking creature. So I just get another attack.
Cool. Yeah, so you get to, you make another attack against this troll, slashing out as it goes to claw at Pauly. Pauly, does a 16 hit your AC?
It does, yes.
Okay. You take 9 slashing damage and 14 cold damage.
I will use Uncanny Dodge on that bad boy.
Okay. Does Uncanny Dodge halve all damage or just physical?
Let me check for you.
Whilst the troll takes 12 damage from Ymir's Sentinel
It
Thrust.
It just says when an attacker that you can see hits you with an attack, you can use your reaction to halve the attack's damage against you.
Yep, cool. Yeah, so the claw kind of would scrape you, and you're able to kind of dodge out of the way in the air somewhat. Still feeling that biting colds a bit, but yeah, you can certainly halve that damage there.
So how much was that again? So it's 14, and then what was the actual damage?
14 cold and 9 slashing, so that'd be 7 cold and
5.
Yeah, 4.
4. So 11 damage in total. Okay.
Yep. All right. Thorendir, what are you up to?
His headphones are off. He's just talking to his mum.
Oh, okay, that's fine. Yep. All right, back to Pauly.
All right. I'm just gonna attack away again. Attacking with Talon and then my Dagger. Boom, 17 hit.
17 will hit. As you're floating around nearby,
19.
you feel sort of that chill in the air. Take a further 2 cold damage.
Sure.
But 19 damage to this thing. Cool.
Yep. Then with my dagger as well. 13 hit?
It does not.
Okay. I will then fly, or basically fly up 20 feet.
Mm-hmm.
And then go back to here.
Sure.
I'll add that in for you too. There you go.
Cool, thank you. We cut back to Winfred in the chef kitchen, in the boat kitchen with Splug. Splug's found some small, tiny kind of fish, almost like kippers or large anchovies or something, and he's grilled them over a small fire, and is trying to sort of entice. He's got a little leaf that he's trying to blow the smell of the roasting fish over your nostrils to see if that's going to help.
The smell of fish starts to sort of I don't know. It makes Winfred not hungry but sort of repulsed by it. So he's just gonna move out of the kitchen, slam the door behind him, and he's gonna go and sit across from Rage and Roll's Kingston over here.
Yeah.
And just sit at the table and slump his head down.
Cool. Thorendir, we missed out on what you're doing on wherever you are on the ship, as the sounds of battle on the prow and on the prowl sound from the front of the ship.
All right. Thorendir Grimsbane's turn. Grimsbane. Chaffee, got Stowaway. I use my friends as sandbags, and I do it again for king and country. Now, he will far his way from this. Yeah, too easy. Thorendir Grimsbane sees his boy Ymir head first in the battle, damaging an unknown creature of old. Come now, my young barbarian. Surely you're not going to let another monster get the best of you, and you're going to run between your axe between your legs, or even ask a little old divine dragon for help. Use your own strength, my friend, and the power of my voice. Yes, take it too. And I give a bardic inspiration to my boy Ymir. And guess what, Kenny? It's a D8 now, baby.
Oh, even better. Yes. Oh, shit. All right. Well, Ymir. Upon. Oh, okay.
I haven't even attacked yet, bro.
That's a good point. I forgot that you have ranged attacks.
Yeah, and Thorendir just looks at this foul creature of the night and literally whispers the word Grimsbane. And as a dissonant whisper on the county.
All right, casting that at third level.
Yeah.
All right, so it is rocked by the sound, the tone, the funeral bell that is Grimsbane ringing through its mind, and it turns to run. Ymir, you get an attack of opportunity.
I absolutely do.
Hello, baby.
Oh, actually, does Sentinel use up your reaction?
Yes, but we are currently in a new round. Oh, no. Yeah, all right, I don't get an attack of opportunity.
No.
Wait, let me double check that. Sentinel. Reaction to make a melee weapon attack. Yep, all right.
Yeah, so you use your reaction last on the troll's turn. And despite the combat tracker saying it's your turn, it's not. It's Thorendir's. We kind of jumped back. But yeah, so the troll, hearing the name Grimsbane in its mind, sort of leaps up on the bow of the ship, and you hear a loud plunk as it dives back into the water.
I thought the chef's name was Splunk.
Hold on, just because I'm actually going to read the spell, because I think it actually, because it stays away of obstacles. Oh no, it doesn't go to obvious dangerous ground such as fire pits or anything like that. But I guess diving in the water for it isn't like dangerous like that. So
No. Yeah, it's not like diving off a cliff.
right, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. The threat seems there's sort of a moment or two of silence, and the troll does not re-emerge above the water.
So it ran away.
Yeah, it's a pussy. Can't handle the word Grimsbane.
Speaking of running away, I'm just going to quickly grab a drink. If anyone else needs to do the same, I'll be right back.
Okay.
Don't all talk amongst yourselves.
I'm eating dinner, dude. And shit.
I'm ordering
Talking to Chad.
kebabs.
All good.
Oh hell yeah! What type of kebab you going, man?
I'm going lamb kebab with Turkish bread and extra meat with garlic and barbecue sauce.
So while Winifred refuses to eat out of sort of weird, misguided, or maybe not misguided, but Winifred refuses to eat because he feels unwell morally and physically.
Yep.
Jacob has no such qualms and wants to just
No such
chow
qualms.
down.
Yep.
Cool. All right. Well, yeah. So Pauly and Ymir and Thorendir, you're on the top of the ship here, sort of standing out here in the cold. Eventually, the ship. Sort of gliding through the darkness.
Right. That hurt.
Ymir's gonna.
Maybe it is a bit too cold for me. I might go rug up in my crow's nest and have a bit of a rest if someone else wants to take the helm for a while.
Yeah, Ymir will make his way to the helm of the ship just because cold damage doesn't bother him.
Thorendir will indeed scout down below, and grabs one of the ropes, pulls his manta ray hood over the top of him, and goes for a dive under the bow of the ship and investigates the deep water.
Oh yeah. So you dive in under there, swimming about. Give me a perception check while you're down there.
7 goblins. Shit.
Yes.
Whilst you're
You
down
see the
there,
lost city of Atlantis.
you see well before they see you. So these swarms of piranha-like fish, sort of kind of lurking down there in the depths, because you see them sort of well before that. They can even catch a whiff of you. Allow you to make up your mind first on what you want to do.
I clearly, how I've liked to have imagined I've done this, pulled the hood over, I've got the rope, held it in, swum out, like jumped out, and sort of like arched in. But then as I was arching into the water, because of my swimming manta ray suit, he sort of just glides straight in. And then as the rope's pulling tight, he glides out and then jumps back on the boat.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And as you've left the ship, or left the water and come back on and swung back onto the ship, you can see and sort of the piranha quite delayed, hopping up in the surface of where you last were, where you left some warmth in the water. These creatures trying to find your scent, perhaps, but unable to.
And yeah, so am I back on top of the boat now?
Sure.
Bloody token. There we are. And yell out to the boys, "Oh, Jesus, boys! It ain't no kraken under there, but there are piranhas, and they are nipping you on the scent of flesh. So don't be jumping in the water post hastily, otherwise you're going to end up with no rump left on your cheeks." Don't see the
would the myconid bowers, the myconid planks on the ship attract the piranhas at all?
Give me a nature check.
One moment. That's a 16. Don't worry about that second one. I fucked it up.
Yeah. You think that probably is not going to attract those kind of creatures. These sort of piranha creatures are sort of flesh eaters, not necessarily looking for.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sure.
Excellent question, though. So Thorendir's steering the ship, is that right?
No, I am.
No, but Ymir.
Oh, sorry, Ymir is. Yeah. So Ymir, as you put your hands on the steering wheel, your senses are sort of overtaken by being able to see further out. Give me a perception check.
Perception. Well then, I see nothing. I'm blind. I'm physically blinded.
You have just a wave splash in your eyes, and you've forgotten to open them since, and you're like, I'm blind.
The sea spray got me. I can't see.
Ninjas just cutting onions up in here.
Pauly's been given
This is
a D6 inspiration from Josh. What a lovely boy.
Nice.
You too can influence the game with fantastic stuff. And the Streamloots thing. Go do it. Also, we have Pauly emote now, which is really fucking cool.
Yeah, I love it. I love it.
And I think a shit ton of people got given subscriptions last time we played. So
Yeah, thanks to Voltion. What a legend.
yeah. So I reached out to Voltion, and he wants to be essentially a big bad evil rival. So Voltion, the gifted, I think, is what Dylan put him as, and we'll figure out something for him down the track.
I like that.
He's
The gifted. That's really cool.
Yeah, next minute he's like the king of Grim, and he just like murders us.
Yeah.
oh great. Give him ideas.
The
It's like,
just your perhaps let's say because it was a crit fail, Ymir. You are so overwhelmed by your ability to see like so far into the dark that you are kind of looking up into the heights of the cavern. You know, seeing the kind of hook horrors and creatures that are roaming around up there, and are so distracted you're not really watching where the ship's going.
looked into the abyss, and the abyss looked back.
That's right.
I don't like what I saw, dude. It wasn't anything.
And all of a sudden the ship comes to a quick halt. I'm going to need everyone to make a strength check.
Was that a strength check?
Yeah.
19.
I'm gonna die.
Thorendir is gonna get yeeted.
No, I just still think I'm holding onto the rope that's just tied me out of the water, that you've crashed, and I'm just going.
So everyone that got less than a 13, which is everyone except for Ymir, takes 7 bludgeoning damage as you're kind of thrown about the ship.
Ymir's gonna yell out, "Sorry guys, I wish we had our helmsman up here, if you know what I'm saying."
You have crashed
That's 3
into
damage?
sort of a bit of an island. Sorry?
You was at 3 damage. Sorry, you cut out.
7 damage.
7 damage.
Yeah.
Okay.
Thorendir just looks at Ymir and then metaphorically like pulls out the book and writes down the deductions of paying because he crashed the ship.
I also repaired the ship last. I mean, that's got to be a +1, just scratched out.
Hey mate, you know. Negative
You see
negative.
an island, you've run aground on a small island, a bit of a tower sort of rising up out of it. And there appears to be kind of doors and things like that, and glowing phosphorescent lights from within.
Ymir's going to make his way to the front of the ship. Oh, I can't highlight Ymir anymore. There we go. Wait, let's just do that. Make his way to the front of the ship and just hop off and go and knock on the door. If there's a map that I can jump onto.
Sure. So you jump off onto the ship, off the ship onto the sort of rocky ground, the pebble beach, and march your way up the beach there and to this building. You bang on the door, and under your thumping, it creaks. The door creaks and opens up. Within, you can see what appears to be sort of tiled and smooth and well polished and clean floors, and sort of lights bleeding within.
All right, Ymir's just going to like, upon the door creaking open, he's going to yell back, "Seems fine," and he's going to push the door open, walk in, and find like, I don't know, would there be like a low stool or bench or something somewhere?
Well, once you're inside, you see that there's a corridor that leads further in, and it sort of starts branching off, and there's sort of glowing lights further and deeper into this to this building.
All right, but is there like a seat or something, or like a ledge, a short ledge?
No, in fact, the entire area is very bare. It's incredibly smooth.
We lost you for a second there,
We
Dan.
lost you there. So would you say?
It's all bare. It's just walls and floors, and all the walls and floors are incredibly smooth.
It's all bears. Jesus.
Oh, Winfred.
Ymir's going to have a look around from what he can see, like maybe 5 to 10 feet within the door.
Pauly's going to try and have a short rest because he's very hurt.
Okay. So Pauly goes below decks.
Oh no, up in his crow's nest and just like
Okay.
just like some blankets he's got up there. He's just kind of nestled in there.
Yeah, like Ymir will make a bit of a investigation. He'll have an investigation around.
Sure.
Investigate the area.
Yeah. Give me an investigation check.
I'm going to use that. Can I use that bardic inspiration on skill checks?
Yeah, but you got to call. Oh,
The normal one that Thorendir just gave me.
How long does the Thorendir one last?
I think it's
A minute?
For 10 minutes.
Oh yeah, then yeah.
Yeah. Cool. Roll that 1d8. Get an 8. That's a 20. That's a dirty 20.
That's that dirty 20. So you poke your head in, and there are skeletal remains on the floor of this corridor. They appear to... there's no clothes or anything like that with them. It's just bones, and you also see a scattering of coins on the floor, as well as there's a sort of a mace, a metal mace, and some obsidian daggers.
Thorendir's going to make his way over and
You mean Ymir?
try not to touch. Yeah, Ymir. Sorry. Try not to like kick anything. He's just like walking around, but like taking a sort of a wide berth and just looking at these the daggers and the mace, because he has no. He's looking at everything, and he's just trying to find an area that he can like make his way in and just grab everything.
Yeah. As you get closer, you notice that, especially with that excellent dirty 20, you notice that the bones and the coins and stuff are actually not just sitting on the ground. They're actually a little bit off the ground. And even some of the coins, like from your perspective at first, looked like they were just maybe further away. Turns out they're actually higher off the ground. And as you move closer, they don't, it's not, or they are getting closer, but you start to realize that they're kind of floating there almost in the air.
Well,
And just
would
as you
like
get
to-
very close and kind of are about to reach out, you can see kind of a shimmer in the air. And you can see that these things are floating in some kind of gelatinous substance.
Ymir would like to make if it's a gelatinous substance, would that be a nature check or an arcana check? How would you like me to do this to see
Probably
if I
nature.
can recall anything? All right.
Probably nature, yeah.
That's what I was worried about. Ymir's going to make a nature check with the 1d8 that I just redeemed
Okay.
in Streamaloots.
Well, you already had one
Nature.
according to my overlay, but sure.
Well, gonna roll another one anyway. Well, that means I have 2. So now I have 1.
Yeah, so now you have 1. I can't count 2 on my overlay.
Yeah. All right. Well, that's a 12.
12 total.
Yes.
I mean, you fought like jelly-like creatures in the past,
Yeah.
but they've often been very colorful and slimy and so on. And this one doesn't appear to really be moving. But it also, now that you're getting a better look at it, seems to take up the entire corridor. So it's like blocking your way further into this this building. And as you sit and as you stand and look at it, the bones are like slowly drifting through it. And like at one point, it's almost like the bones are kind of standing up straight, looking at you, and then like a lava lamp, they continue kind of drifting.
All right. Ymir's going to make his way back to the door and yell out, just hoping that Winfred will hear us. Because in knowing of gelatinous creatures, he knows do not hit with sharp object. Is a bad idea. So he's going to yell out, Winfred! We require your hammer!
Winfred's ears pick up, and then they just go back down again.
And he's going to yell again, Winfred! We need you! Nothing?
Nothing.
All right, well, Ymir's just going to fucking... Oh, great. Ymir's going to walk. Well, he's going to yell, if that stupid fucking bear won't come and help, can someone with a blunt weapon of some sort just come and assist me for a moment?
Literally, the one blunt weapon is Winfred.
We don't know about the crewmates. He's yelling to everyone on the ship.
I'd imagine they'd all have, like, sabers
Cutlasses.
and stuff. Yeah.
Well, I mean, the Gith was a monk, wasn't he?
True.
Yeah.
I can't help. Those things hurt me.
Yeah.
I guess the commotion of Ymir sticking his head back outside the temple door and yelling up at the ship, has brought the attention of some of the crew, and even the zombies are kind of standing there on the edge, looking down at you, perched up on the railing. Nesbit is up there looking down on you and saying, "Oh, it's the big wee hag, Scunner. You got a big bald head. You can just hit it with that. It's blunt enough. It's full of rocks."
Shut up, you tiny little stone. I need someone useful.
Surely explosives would work on these things.
Yeah, Ymir asked for something blunt. He doesn't want to deal with Nesbit. He didn't even notice Nesbit until just now when he spoke to him. Who the fuck are you?
And the Reynard, who's kind of looking over and looking down imperatively at you, Ymir, says, well, my assumption is that you four, who are kind of the officers of the vessel, are kind of the away team, and we're red shirts at best, so solve your own problems.
Ymir goes, all right, noted. Have you got a staff or a mace or something that I can borrow? I'll deal with this myself.
Well, I mean,
Mace,
you notice
hammer, staff, whatever.
you notice that there is a mace, floating in that jelly in front of you.
Yeah, look, that's kind of useless to me. It's in the jelly. Actually, you know what? Ymir's got a better idea. He goes, you know what? Want something done right? Do it yourself. He walks back in, kicks the door shut behind him, and you just hear him like yelling at the top of his lungs like, "Fuck you!"
And at this point, Thorendir is laughing so hard because he kept asking for blunt objects, but he is laughing, saying like he never even asked the dwarf who can yell explosions into things with magic.
I yelled, "Anybody useful, can you come down here?"
Oh, he said, mate, anyone have blunt objects?
Yeah, all right, fair enough. And Ymir reopens the door and goes, "Thorendir, you can do some things."
Well, yes, my boy. What would you like there of Mr. Grimsbane? Oh,
I don't know.
Lord Grimsbane at that point, but yeah.
I don't know. There's some form of gelatinous substance in here. It has some gold. I figured that I'd bring the gold back to say sorry for crashing the ship. It's got some other shit. Trying to figure it out, but like the last time we saw one of these things, I believe it was black. I hit it with a sword. It split into another one.
How far away would I be from the entrance to where you'd be yelling at me from?
I mean, he seems to be poking his head out the door. It's probably like 50 feet up the beach or something. Like, it's not super far.
Yeah, like I'm like, you imagine like his chest and one arm is out the door, like yelling, like he's got his hand on the wall next to the door, like, "Come on, guys, let's do this."
Alright, I literally just do the old fucking finger and ricochet is shattered straight through the door past Ymir.
Does
Yep, all right, that works for me.
does shadow require line of sight? I assume it does, but like...
It's essentially anything that can hear me.
Okay.
I think it's 60 feet.
Oh no.
Yeah, just within me for 60 feet range.
Yep.
Yeah,
And so it's everything 10 foot within.
so in front, so I'll do 10 feet in front of Ymir or whatever this gelatinous liquid is.
Ymir's going
still
to
10 minutes
yell
away.
after this happens and say, "Thorendir, what spell was that?"
Shadow, bro? Like, do you want me to link it? Like,
No, I can say it. No, this is like RP shit.
Ah,
What form of explosion was that?
lightning, baby.
Oh
Or
shit.
thunder, I should say.
So a sudden
Ymir's
explosion of
Ymir's just
sound
like-
rings out inside this temple. The stone walls, the very smooth stone walls explode with ringing sound around you, Ymir.
Yep.
And you're somewhat deafened momentarily, and you can hear the boom ringing out through the temple and bouncing off walls and coming back to you.
Would it not be? Would it not bounce back towards me because it's hitting a gelatinous substance that would absorb the sound? Theoretically. Like it'd still ring my ears because it's hitting the walls either side, but like it wouldn't direct bounce back. Yeah.
Oh yeah, I'm not saying you're taking damage or anything. This is again,
okay, very good.
I'm describing it to you. I'll tell you when to take damage.
Oh, he will.
And then Thorendir yelled out, "Did that do anything to the gelatinous liquid there, my boy?"
Ymir just yells back, "If that was thunder, lightning, or electricity, or whatever you want to call it, I don't think that was a good idea. I may be in trouble."
So you see like some of the jelly kind of starts shaking. It becomes clearer that it is there with this shaking, and the jelly wibble wobble on a plate, and you hear a "ow" in your mind.
Oh. Well, Ymir's going
That's
to...
not very nice.
Ymir's going to look up and... Oh, okay. Oh,
What
great.
the fuck?
It's got floating eyes. Ymir's going to look at the jelly in its eyeballs, and just like say out loud, just like, do you speak?
It sort of you could sort of see the wall of jelly moving closer to you, slowly, like
Moving
so kind of
towards
sliding
me
its
or away from me?
towards you, sliding
fuck.
along the along the floor. You can kind of hear a bit of a sort of a as it moves along, and you hear in your mind, these are my foods. You can't have them. Why did you hit me with your loud booms?
Ymir's just going to say back to him, do I look like a man smart enough to wield that type of force?
He says, or the voice in your head, as it shifts closer again,
Ah, great.
says, now I'm going to need more food to grow bigger again. And as attempts to move into your space, I need you to make a dexterity saving throw.
All right. That sucks. I'm going to use my other D8 just in case. Oh, well, it doesn't matter. It's still an 18. Roll 1d8. There we go. 8. 26.
Sure. So you, as it moves closer to you, you're fast enough to kind of step back.
Yeah,
if you
I
want
imagine
to.
like
Yeah.
I jump back 10 feet.
Yeah. So your back sort of open
5.
near the door.
Yeah, over by the door. Yeah.
As it says, you came in here making all kinds of noise. Come closer. Give me your flesh and we will be one.
No homo.
Ymir is going to
We can share these pretty treasures. They
Basically-
glitter. They're shiny.
basically where Ymir was. So I was like here.
Sure.
Back in a second,
As
boys.
I jump back, I'm gonna empty some oil onto the ground.
Mm-hmm.
Like sort of like across. Why can't I? Oh, that one. Across there, and then back to where I'm standing as well.
Mm-hmm.
So like he's just gonna splash it out in an arc, so it comes down in front of him.
Yep.
And he's going to swing his sword at the ground to try and like flick sparks to ignite the oil to create sort of a barrier between me and the jelly,
Okay. Yeah. Give me.
and essentially lighting up the corridor as well.
Yeah. Give me an attack roll just to see like if you do it in one go. I think so. Yeah.
Yeah, 22.
So you strike the steel blade onto the stone, sparks fly and kind of catch the oil almost instantly, and they erupt. The jelly kind of shimmering, light dancing off the skeleton in its belly, as it sort of stands there, no longer approaching any closer.
Yep. He's just going to say, now. I didn't see you at first. I wandered in because we've had a slight mishap with our ship. Do you have a master of some sort, or are you just here?
Why would a news require a master?
Mr. _Brightside_
I don't know. Is there someone that I was going to say, is there someone I can speak to, but I guess I'm speaking to you.
What is your name?
I am Ymir. And Ymir's got like a really, like, tedious, puzzled look on his face.
I am Glabagool. Pleasure to meet you, Ymir.
It is
Come
also a
closer
pleasure.
through the fire. I, alas, do not dare approach it.
And basically, as soon as it says I do not approach it, Ymir is going to reply with, I do not wish to become one with you. I have greater things to do. Why are you so afraid of fire?
Glabagul responds with, well, I'm actually not too worried about the fire. I don't think it will last very long under my feet. Oh, that's my little joke. I don't have feet.
All right. Ymir's going to take another step back into the doorway. And grab the Kraken's whip. I can't. Like there's no light on the ground where the fire is, but that was my intention.
Sure.
Was to
Sorry,
light
guys. Lana, need to help with something.
Yep. But yeah, so that was my intention was to light up the area so I could see a bit better. And then he's going to, with his Kraken's whip, which has disappeared from my inventory. First, I've got a normal whip. I'll roll a normal whip. Sure. It was a regular whip that could do shocking grasp, wasn't it?
Yep.
All right, so he's going to attack with that for a 13 to hit.
13 will hit. So yeah, the whip lashes out into the ooze.
I'm aiming for like its center mass, trying to like embed the whip in its core. And then I need to somehow cast Shocking Grasp. Wait, just look up Shocking Grasp. Let's do the roll for it. Shocking Grasp. It was at first level, wasn't it?
It's a cantrip.
Okay, even better. 1d8. No.
So roll another attack to hit using your. I mean, your spellcasting modifier is. Well, you don't have magic, but so it's probably +0.
Yeah. So just roll a d20?
Yeah, d20. Yep. And then 1d8 lightning damage.
Just give him a little zap.
A little zap, yeah. You hear like the sort of the zzz of electricity travels between your hand and the jelly, and you hear a "ow, that's not very nice," and you notice that like with the whip embedded in the jelly, and you holding the whip, the sort of Kraken tentacle, sort of a pseudopod starts forming around the whip itself and comes out to grab you, or to reach along the length of the whip and then reach for your hand. It's 22 to hit.
Yeah, that definitely hits.
So it wraps itself around your hand and you take 12 acid damage.
How much?
12.
Yep. All right.
And and I need you to make a strength saving throw.
Yep. Cool. And then strength saving throw.
Yeah.
20.
So you're able to pull your hand free if you want to. Yeah.
Yeah. Ymir will pull his hand free.
Cool. And you pull the whip out with it, I guess.
Yeah. I retract the whip. I then want to throw another.
This game is fun.
I'm going to throw a flask of oil, like, basically right in front of it, trying to flick fire at it.
You whip me, I whip you. Alright, can you link me the oil flask?
It's just a regular oil. Where is it? It's in my fucking D&D Beyond.
while Dylan's doing this, we cut back to everyone on the ship who's kind of just like watching the doorway, the closed doorway of the temple, kind of looking at each other. Thorendir, you're sort of up here on the deck. Reynard's kind of looking at you as sort of the person that he's dealt with the most, and says, "Should you go after him, or are we leaving him
literally,
here?
like,
I don't
like,
understand."
Thorendir is literally arm like on the side of the ship, you know, smoking a dart with the other, literally chewing the fat with the other dwarf, not with the what's his name?
Duragar.
Duragar.
Yeah.
No, what was his actual name? Sorry.
Let's give him a name.
Oh, did we not ask name?
Unnamed Duragar.
I swear when I would have introduced myself and we spoke in Dwarvish, I would have got his name and we laughed about his family.
Yeah.
Ancestors and stuff. What was his name?
Well, his name is Morigrim Doombrand.
Moigrim Dubran. I'm just calling him Dubran.
Yeah.
Like, we're just chilling, punching darts. When Ymira's like, I need help, boys. He's just like, yeah. Casts like shadow. It's like, still just talking about literally not paying any attention to what's going on to Ymir. And also the Ray lad just like, shall we be helping this fellow of your friend? And Thorendir's just like clearly getting interrupted, telling a fantastic tale of Grimsbane that is probably semi-true,
Yeah.
flabbergasted, and just like, what, mate?
So are you and Moigrim are sort of passing the smoke back and forth, right? Like,
Yeah.
so
yeah,
when he takes his hit or takes his puff, like he's got it in that like cup. He smokes in that like cupped way, so like you can't see the light of it because he's used to being underground where like light that'll give you away, like you're dead kind of thing. So he like covers it up. He does that sort of Slavic style. And then kind of like underhands, passes it back to you kind of thing.
Yeah, we're just squatting by the rails.
Yeah. And he turns to Reynard and says, easy, 5 gold either way. He may not come back.
Well, I normally would take that bet, but anybody seen Winfred around? I've not seen that bear since we tore him back up here on a net. Ray lad. How do you worried about that?
I'll just yell from the crow's nest. He's down. Like I'll like come out of like my pile of blankets because I'm hurt. I'm hurting. I'll be like this. He's downstairs being a little kid. And then
He's downstairs having it sook.
And then
he's being a little cub.
Blanket fort. Yeah, in his blanket fort, and just goes back into his blanket fort.
And there's like Thorendir, straps up the laces in his boots, and his dad's fucking home, and he's not happy with his little kid. All right, he's about to, kick in the door, and goes in and obviously goes downstairs and finds Winfred in his fucking slump, and Thorendir asks, "Now, my boy, what seems to be troubling you, my dear Winfred?"
You can see one of Winfred's ears sort of like turn to hear you, and then he sort of just turns it back and ignores you.
And now, my boy, that is one mistake you shall never make again. One does not ignore Grimsbane. And Thorendir literally starts getting up. He's not taking no for an answer. And he goes, "Now, if you don't get up by the count of 3, I'm going to come up in there, and you wish you had never been born out, left your mother's hibernation cave. 1, 2."
Are you sure you want to do this?
Oh,
yeah. While that countdown's happening, and I'll let you play that in just a sec. But like while that's happening, I'm imagining the rest of the people up on the bow of the ship see like Ymir, open the door and be like, "Where the fuck is everybody?" And then like Pseudopod gets pulled back in, and then like he's like, "I'm kicking its ass," and then like the jelly tries to leave, and then like Ymir pulls the jelly back in. Sorry, please continue.
You mean just smacking on with some airplane jelly?
Yeah, you can hear like a lot of wet like sounds like coming from the temple.
A lot of
Gross.
See, are you gonna let me count to 3, or are you gonna keep listening to all these squishy sounds?
All right, so on the count of 2, Winfred gets up and towers over Thorendir and just says, "What do you want?"
Thorendir literally smacks him on his little noggin as he's trying to get up and go, "How dare you raise your voice to me, you whippersnapper!" And
That wasn't even
Thorendir is
raising his
going
voice.
to intimidate the shit out of Winfred right now, and literally is going to be yelling at the boy, going, "You have moped around enough. You are going to get out here and help the team get back on our feet. And if you do not leave this kitchen, I swear you will not get supper for at least 7 moons."
Alrighty. Hey, DM Daddy.
Mm-hmm.
Permission to roll for a wild magic search.
Absolutely. If you think this is where it would happen.
All right. Counter goes up to 2. I need to roll higher than a 2 next time.
Cool.
So what do I need to do to resist a
What do you mean higher? What do you mean higher than a 2? Like you have to roll less than a 2? Like is it because it's building, right?
I need to roll higher than a 2 to avoid a wild magic search.
Gotcha. Yeah. Cool.
Because wild magic surges can be like pretty fucking awful.
Yes. Yeah.
So
No, I was just making sure that I knew
the
thing.
Yeah. So do I need to roll higher than Thorendir on an intimidation check?
I guess so. Oh, I mean, like, I'm happy for y'all to just play it out, right? Like, it's
Okay. Yeah, sure.
If you want the dice to decide, we can let the dice decide. But if you just want to let your because I don't want to make those decisions for your character, right? And I don't want to have them enforced upon you if you don't want them to be forced upon you.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair.
But Thorendir is attempting to be intimidating. That's fine. And it's how intimidated does Winfred feel based on kind of the words that Thorendir's using.
Winfred kicks Thorendir.
Kicking me? Alright. God.
You flicked me in the nose.
You should know.
That's why I said, "Are you sure you want to do this?"
Yeah, I'm talking to you, man. I'm not. You're literally punching a crew member. All right.
Yeah.
This can only go bad.
Yeah, I know. I'm well aware.
Pauly's up in the crow's nest with what looks like popcorn. Just.
I imagine what's it? Thorendir is sort of like standing in the doorway, and Winfred's standing over Thorendir, and Thorendir flicks him in the nose, and Winfred's turned around and just be like, poof, and tries to punt Thorendir across the deck of the ship.
Are you gonna attack me, bro? You literally.
Are you attempting to do? Are you attempting to do damage, or just kind of like shove him out of your way, kind of thing?
No, just shove him. I'm not attempting to do damage.
All right. All right. Well, for this, I'll allow. So, give me a strength athletics check versus Thorendir. Give me a dex acrobatics to kind of avoid the shove.
Did you want dex or like
acrobatics?
Acrobatics.
Yeah.
That's a 19.
What about a 20?
It was a dirty 20.
This just got good.
So Winfred, you go to shove Thorendir, or like kick him back out of the room.
Yeah.
Yet Thorendir is able to kind of step to the side and avoid it, just barely, pun intended.
Sorry, you cut out there. What was the end of that?
I said he's able to avoid it, just barely, pun intended.
Okay. All right. Winfred grabs his hammer and walks up to the top deck and shoves past Thorendir and doesn't say a word to him.
This point is Thorendir. Huh? You a big man? You've got your big boy pants on? Huh?
I'm gonna look back at Thorendir one more time and fucking snarl at him.
And he goes, exactly. How your ancestors would be dishonored with you.
Oh, you
A
should.
bear ashamed, hanging his head. Go out and fix your mistakes, not hide from them. I thought you were an honorable people.
Thorendir, stop it.
I mean,
Do I need to roll another wild magic surge, or can I just walk away from this?
Leave it up to you.
Okay. All right. Counter goes up to 3. I'm still stuck on Emir's screen. I can't see the ship.
Yeah,
Can
yeah,
I?
I'm not
am I able
jumping
to like
back.
switch? Oh, okay.
It's theater of the mind, baby.
So Winfred sort of like just brushes past Thorendir with his hammer, and walks above deck. I suppose. I can't really move my tile
Pauly
until
pops his head out and just goes, "Ah, the big baby got out of bed."
Wow.
If
I like shake the mask.
No one understands you, she-bear.
I wanna walk over to the center mast and try and shake it, and try and shake the crow's nest.
It does not really shake. Like, I mean, that thing is pillared into the hold. Like, it's
okay.
It's very deep.
Right.
Yeah.
I just wanted to fuck with Pauly. That's
I mean, the whole purpose of it is that it catches wind and then pulls the ship along. Like, it is very sturdy.
Literally, Thorendir just whips out the dulcimer and starts playing like the D&D equivalent of a Linkin Park song outside of Winfred's room. Like, really making fun of the edgelord that is now Winfred.
Bad.
No, like Papa Roach level, like I cut Winfred into pieces. He doesn't like honey anymore. He killed them mushroom people. He don't give a fuck about his crew or we. He killed the mushroom people, and ate the fish people.
We cut back to Ymir in the in the temple, trading blows back and forth with this ooze. Ymir, give me what else are you doing? You were throwing the flask, I think, was the last thing you were doing.
So the door's open, yeah?
Yeah.
All right, Ymir's gonna yell without breaking his gaze. Is that stupid bear coming to assist yet, or what? And wait for a response from anyone on the ship.
Yeah, the big baby's coming.
How long are we talking? Like a minute? An hour? I don't fucking know. Does he need to put his big boy pants back on?
I'm probably just giggling, and like he's trying to shake me. He's trying to shake the mast.
Ymir just yells back, "Shake the mast!" Now, I knew he wasn't that smart, but goddamn, even I know not to try and do that.
I'll be real with you, dude. He's smarter than the average bear, but the average bear ain't that smart.
Yeah, no, Ymir's talking based on us both being barbarians. Ymir's like, I knew he wasn't smart, but even I'm smart enough not to know not to try and shake the mast of a ship.
Yeah.
He's just trying to.
Here comes Grumpy Baby.
Yeah, exactly. Here we go. Ymir also yells out. So by shaking the mast, do I take it that he's pissed off?
Underneath his pirate hat is actually just this sick emo fringe. You know what I mean?
He doesn't have the pirate hat anymore, remember?
Exactly, that's what I mean.
Yeah,
so
no. I'm just gonna emulate the sick emo fringe. Hang on.
Oh, here we go.
There we go.
So yeah, Ymir's gonna yell out. So by the fact of him trying to shake the mast, would you say he's quite pissed off? Angry?
It's not a phase, Mum. It's a lifestyle.
Anyone?
He's coming. I wish I could help you, Ymir. I really, really do. But me and Jellies don't get along very well.
You don't.
Okay,
I
Yelled it out.
Dan, where is Ymir in regards to the deck of the
The
ship?
front of the ship.
So he ran the ship aground onto a stone beach, like a pebble beach, and then made it, what would we say, 30, 50 feet up the shore into this sort of big temple-looking
Yeah,
thing.
it was 50 from the front of the ship.
So if I do like walking pace, I'm not in any rush to help Ymir.
Yeah.
How far would I move in like one turn?
40 feet.
Well, I mean, the 30 feet assumes like that's combat
40.
speed, right?
It's barbarian now.
Sure.
Yeah.
But like that's, I would assume that you'd move like at half speed or something, right? If you just leisurely
Yeah.
kind of.
So my speed's currently sitting at 40 feet instead of 30 feet. So
let's say it's going to take like 3 turns essentially to get you over
Yep.
there. Meanwhile,
I'm happy with that.
Ymir, this thing reaches out another pseudopod at you.
Oh, I was still going. I was just conversing quickly.
Yeah.
Because I at the end of my last turn, I threw the oil pot. You asked me to
Yes. Yeah, I've linked
link
that.
it,
So
and that never happened.
yeah, it's okay. So the extra oil kind of splashes onto the Glabberghoul, and kind of part of its outside starts sort of lighting on fire. It's almost like an oil slick on an ocean or on a lake. Somewhere in the hold, Nesbitt's sort of mustache twitches as he smells burning. So it's sort of taking 5 damage a turn while the oil lasts.
Cool. Ymir's sort of like half in and out the door.
Yeah, it's trying to
Waiting for this.
reach you with the pseudopod, but you're able to kind of easily dodge out of the way. It starts moving back further into the room away from the fire. Though it is
but
still on fire. Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
So would it be illuminated so I can still see it?
Sure.
Cool. Ymir's going to try something that he's seen his crewmates do time to time. And he's going to, as it's moving back, Ymir's going to pull out a light crossbow and make a ranged attack.
Oh.
Is that them on the bench?
I know that's me.
So he's going to shoot the crossbow for a 19 to hit
Yep.
for 8 piercing damage.
The arrow flies in, leaving like a bit of a trail of where it entered. Like if you ever seen bullets fired into like ballistics gel. But then, the arrow obviously does carve its path in there and then just kind of joins the other floating detritus in the jelly. Gloop sort of replies back like, "Hey, it's not very nice. I don't go throwing my insides at you."
Well, why don't you? I want the mace, I want the daggers, and I want the coins.
Well, you'll have to come in and get them.
Oh, no, I'll stay right here and just keep shooting things at you instead. That seems a lot more sensible.
So the ooze, or the jelly, starts slurping its way around the corner and out of sight.
Well, that's been 3 turns now, so I'm assuming that Winfred would be at my back.
So as the ooze like gets out of sight, Winfred arrives on the scene.
Ymir like steps out of the way and he goes, "Winfred, how are you feeling, my boy? How are you feeling?"
Off.
Oh, he's a bit cranky, I'm guessing. Oh, well, Winfred, I'll give you the lay of the land. There's a giant jelly thing. It's quite annoying. It's a bit of a wise ass, he said he doesn't really like bears. Lightning, not good.
See if Ymir's lying.
Can I finish what I'm saying before you
Sure.
make your check?
Yeah.
Lightning, no good. Slashing, no good. So I think it's right up your alley. You know what I'm saying?
I've dealt with these kinds of things before.
So are you going to make that check against my deception?
Says he doesn't like bears.
Yeah, he says he doesn't like bears.
So that'll be a deception check versus a insight check, if you want to do that.
The what check?
Insight to sort of sense.
Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna add a D6 onto this. Before I roll it. Well, doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
That is a total of 25.
Yeah, cool. Well, your D20 hit with a would have done it anyway.
Yeah, I
'cause
know,
only
but I
hit
had to
you.
roll the D6 regardless because I called it out before. the
Yeah, that's fair.
roll. Last I saw, Ymir will just like, because we're not in initiative, I'm guessing.
No.
He's gonna say, "Follow me, my boy." Ymir's gonna like walk over the flames and like put them out with his shield, sort of snuff them out.
Yeah, by now that initial set of flames is mostly burned out anyway.
Yeah.
And just sort of like the last kind of little embers, you're able to kind of step on and stuff out. Winfred, you get that kind of that burnt oil smell all up in your schnoz.
Yeah, I'm just gonna say, "Follow me, my boy." He went this way somewhere.
What are you, Thorendir?
He's trying to be friendly. He's trying to be friendly based on the people that he knows because he doesn't know many people and he knows Thorendir. So he's like, he's trying to be nice.
Trying to be soothing.
No,
Yeah,
I
he-
love that, like, because literally you grew up just in the fucking Alps, just drinking and do whatever you want, and now you've had to fucking interact with people that all your people interaction skills are literally from Thorendir talking to people. So it's like,
Yeah.
my boy, come down. So now
Eventually
my boy.
it'll evolve and it'll turn into a bit more of Ymir. He'll be like, young chap, how you doing? He'll start mixing a bit of Pauly in there as well, and it'll get bad.
Just and then fucking shit.
Shit, fuck. Yeah, follow me, my boy. He went this way, and then Ymir sort of angles towards the way that he saw the. Is the ooze still sort of illuminated? Because that was much later than the original flames.
Well, it only lasts for 3 rounds.
That's a good point. All right.
The orb burns for 2 rounds actually, and deals 5 damage per creature. So yeah, you saw it like the light sort of leave you over to the east. There are some lights in this room, but some bioluminescence on the walls or something. But the corridors beyond are dark.
All right. Well, Ymir's going to point. He went that way. I'm just going to go and have a quick look up here now that the path is clear. I don't really have anything left that can hurt him, but if you need me, just give me a yell. I'll come running. I won't be far. I'm going to have a look at this up ahead.
So you see in this room, you step over what appears to be sort of a grate in the floor.
Yes.
And what appears to be sort of stairs heading down into a corridor.
Mm-hmm.
Winfred, as you sort of head through these corridors, you notice that that there's kind of an acrid, kind of acidy smell in the air, almost like like solvents or industrial cleaners.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. Can I make a schnoz roll? See if I know where the gelatinous cube went.
Yeah. Yeah. Absolutely.
17 to it.
Yep, you definitely reckon it went south. So to your right, and continued along the corridor. Now, you describe to me how Winfred's like holding himself as he walks down this corridor. Is this sort of like fuck bringer in hand? Is it sort of like I'm on a bear hunt, we're going to catch a big one?
I'd think of it more of just like I've been forced to be here, I don't want to be here kind of stance, I suppose.
Yeah.
Sort of like when you drag a teenager out of the house. Think of it like that.
Yeah. So as you make your way through this hallway, floored with sort of these big, heavy flagstones, the some of the walls you see. Do you have dark vision actually?
No, I make up for it by having keen smell.
Yeah. So I think we need to lower your vision actually, because you can't see very far either, but you can kind of smell and or through the sense of smell, you smell something up ahead. It's not a nice smell. It's sort of like a rank kind of putridy, venomous smell.
Okay. I'm just going to continue down this corridor into this little annex thing here.
Yeah.
Does it get any stronger?
Yeah. So it's continuing along the corridor, you can smell these sort of strong. The odor is certainly getting stronger. The it's not a fun smell. It's sort of that combined with the acrid, industrial solvents really set your nose on edge, possibly even eyes watering somewhat.
Okay. I sort of like turn my nose up at it and head back to the main bit over here.
Yeah.
I was like, that's not my fucking problem. I'm not a cleanup. That smells bad. I don't want to deal with it.
Well, we have to deal with it. I'm sorry.
No thanks. I start heading back toward the door.
I'm going to make a strength check to grapple him.
Do you allow yourself to be grappled, Winfred?
Contested
not.
check.
Okay, so it's going to be a contested athletics check.
All right.
Now.
Hang on. $24.
I feel like Ymir reaches out to put his hand on his shoulder and he just keeps walking, and Ymir's like, and then with a loud booming voice, he just yells like over Winfred's shoulder, back out the door. Bear's coming back to you.
The echo of "Bear's coming back to you, to you, to you, to you, to you," like echoes off the walls in here, and you can hear sort of a cracking, and sort of the whole place starts to shake.
Sick. Ymir's gonna walk towards the door as well.
I need you both to make a dexterity saving throw. Do you guys have danger sense yet?
Yeah.
I do.
Okay, yeah, you can do this with advantage.
Cool.
Okay.
I got slightly better.
Yeah. Ymir, you're able to jump out of the way of some stones that start sort of falling from the ceiling, like part of the roof kind of collapses. Ymir, you're not so lucky. You're going to take 5 bludgeoning damage.
Ymir.
Ymir's fine. Sorry, Winfred takes 5 bludgeoning damage.
Okay.
One of so as the dust clears, you realize that chunks of rock have kind of fallen from the ceiling, and one big part of the roof has collapsed and blocked your egress, has blocked the door.
Lit.
Alrighty.
Ymir's gonna take out a torch. Now that we're blocked in and there's no light from outside.
I think I have one in my inventory.
I can give you one.
Yeah,
well,
can I
if
have
you-
one?
if you-
I have one as well.
Roll one for you.
I'm just imagining.
Hold on. Does Winfred's edginess allow him to take one of them from Ymir? Or is he still pouting and won't accept the help?
That's an excellent question. That's an excellent question.
Ymir, how about we do it this way? Ymir takes out a torch and lights it, and takes out a second torch and lights that one off the other one, and goes to hand it to Winfred. Like holds it out, just like, would you
That's
like
the
one?
teen angst and
I'm just
acceptance.
gonna, this has got nothing to do with anything, but just. Yeah, Winfred takes the torch.
All right, cool. So upon Winfred taking the torch, Ymir puts a hand on his back and goes, "All right, well, I guess we're in the shit now." No, we don't need to blame on who said what and who did who. We're just gonna get out of here and make it back to our compatriots. But how do you feel about taking out some of that anger and disappointment on a slime?
Winfred turns to Ymir and said, if I was going to take out my anger and hatred, what makes you think I would do it on a slime?
Well, are you trying to fight me now, are you, my friend?
I'm not saying shit.
Is that...
I ain't
no, I'll
said
make
nothing.
all right. Well, yeah, Ymir's going to make an insight check on that. Just to see. Well, never mind, it's a 9. Ymir's just like, whatever, bud. Ymir, by the time, like, Ymir said this, and, like, I imagine I'd be walking away saying it, and Winfred says something back, and Ymir's like, sorry, what? All right.
With enough
He just
ale,
keeps going.
maybe they can
He's
be
like, all right, well,
inured
there's some
against the
dots over here
horrors
on the
below.
floor. I'm going this way. See you later, bear. Just wanders into the corridor.
So you wander into the corridor. It's split sort of north and south. The dots you don't really see on the floor, but definitely.
I saw them on the floor, and I was like, I'm going that way.
Yeah, I mean, in the theater of the mind, you don't see dots, but like,
Yeah, I know.
maybe you feel dots under your feet. There's
the ground's uneven.
That's right. Actually, give me a perception check.
Perception.
Do you want me to make a perception check too?
6.
Yeah, you both should.
Total of 6.
Yeah, I mean, Ymir's...
I'm trying to eat my kebab whilst I'm doing things. So
That's fine. You know, is peering into the gloom. Or the torch-lit
ale,
sort of corridors,
maybe
trying
they
to
can be
find
inured
another way
against the
forward.
horrors below.
Winfred, you can hear what sounds like, and probably smells like too, running water.
Winnie hears you. Winnie don't care and starts walking back toward the door. Whereabouts is this stone? Is it like here or like at the door?
It's like it's like fallen and blocked the door.
Oh, okay, cool. Can I try and push the stone aside to see if I can like squeeze through it?
You just try and see if you can move the stone. Sure.
Yeah. Like it's probably futile, but I want to try it out anyway.
Sure. Give me an athletics check.
Sure.
Meanwhile, Ymir, you see the corridor split left and right. To the left seems to sort of kink and go around a corner. To the right,
22.
there appears to be a doorway.
He's going to go towards the door. Because with every shitty situation, there's a new door opening.
Unless you're taking a shit, you don't want a door opening.
No, keep that one shut. Yes, that one stays shut.
Winfred, you start sort of heaving against this massive block of masonry. Unfortunately, it does not budge. You think it's...
Okay.
Yeah. You definitely think it's possible. You just do not... it takes you a little while. You give it your all. But it doesn't seem to move. This thing is... This big slab of rock sort of bigger than you.
Yeah, okay.
All right. Well, Ymir is going to open the door.
You open the door, and inside you see a room of finished stone. But the walls of these areas, the room itself, sort of about 10 foot high, glistening with dark, dripping water along the walls. You can see there's sort of cracks in the ceiling where water has kind of gotten in. Is condensing along the walls and on the floor. There's sort of a small layer of dark brackish water on the floor.
Ymir is going to peer inside, close that door, make a note of it in his mind, and he's going to make his way down the other way.
Yeah.
To have a look at what's going on down here.
So you make your way down here, and there's another pile of sort of bones and detritus this one is not from, you move your torch back and forth. This one is actually on the ground though. It seems like a pile of bones that have been sort of left here or brought here and stacked here.
Are there any items or anything that I can clearly see?
Give
I'm
me
not gonna
a
rummage through it. Okay, I'll rummage through it.
Give me a perception check.
Perception. Oh yes.
Or actually, if you're trying to find something, yeah.
Well, Timmy is just gonna walk away and go. Oh, I guess there's nothing there.
No, that's not what happens.
Oh,
You
great.
are looking in, trying to see what you can see. Unfortunately, you what you don't notice is that the sort of black weeping walls of this sort of water that's starting to fill the walls sort of glistens darkly under your torchlight and starts moving. Pieces of the wall start reaching out to you and to grab you, and because you're so sort of fixated on kicking over some of these bones, and you're like, I can't see anything. I
was saying I wasn't gonna rummage. I was just perceiving what's on top.
Sure, but you also
I'd be
perceived
distracted.
incredibly poorly. Like,
Yeah.
I'm saying that you're trying very hard to see and failing to see what's happening around
Yes. Okay.
you. Okay. Where is?
Right. Puddings. Here we go.
So you get sort of grabbed by parts of the wall that seem to come alive. This grey ooze off the walls, and so you can take 4 bludgeoning damage and 4 acid damage as you realize that it's coming out of the walls. It's coming out of the fucking walls.
Well, Ymir's going to, upon taking damage, he's going to jump backwards and make his way up the hallway again, back to the main central chamber.
Okay.
And just yell, "Bear, be careful, don't touch the walls." Not yell, but say loudly enough, because he's assuming that Winfred's still somewhere down by where the rock fell over.
Can he see Winfred from where he's at?
I can't see him on my thing because you don't have your torch lit up on your token. You gotta right-click your token and then you hit the little fire in the top left corner.
Oh, do I?
Yep.
Oh, okay, cool.
Yeah, now I can see you.
Oh, okay, cool. So would you be able to see me now?
Yes.
Okay. Well, what you say when you say don't touch the walls is like Winfred with his hands on that big stone slab trying to move it out of the doorway.
Yeah, but like, yeah.
Like,
he comes around the corner. He's like, "Winfred, don't touch the." He goes, "I don't think that's the wall. I think is that part of the roof."
I think so.
Yeah, that's not wall. We're all good.
Okay.
Let's try and move this shit.
We cut back to back on the ship. Pauly, you're kind of rugged up top. It hasn't really been a full hour yet, so I don't think you've had a short rest, unfortunately.
I thought as such.
Yeah. And Thorendir, what are you up to up top?
Thorendir at this point has clearly he's had a slight little chat with Pauly at that point while Pauly's just lying down in his bird's nest, chilling out, trying to recover his wounds. Thorendir's gone up and said, "Well, look, now I finally realize how it was like when your little bears all trying to grow up and left the nest," and just sort of giggling and laughing about our mopey bee bear. And someone mentioned that maybe someone stole the wrong picnic basket, and and then Thorendir's going back down, and essentially he's just hanging out the ship. Maybe throwing a bit of dice for the hour with some of the crewmates, see if they won any money, lost any money, had a bit of a gamble. And then at this point in time, he's like, "These boys have indeed been taking a while. I better maybe go see what's going on. Do I care? Pauly, do we care what's going on? Should I check it out? What's happening?"
I just need to rest a bit longer. And then I'm more than willing to help out in any way I can.
Short resting isn't napping. You just have to do non-strenuous activity for it. So,
But for a full hour.
cool out, yeah. So
Yeah,
you
I
can
get
just
that.
be chatting to me, but yeah, like.
Oh, yeah,
should I-
absolutely.
Should I go and invest? What are these boys doing?
Yeah, go see what they're doing. If you need me help, just tell me and I'll come run in. But I can't.
You should be fine. I'll go and I'll go have a look.
I'll watch the ship.
Right on. The talk to the gift boy.
Yeah.
If you've got watch of the ship, Pauly is a little tired. Let the boy rest a bit. Don't let him take watch.
Very well,
And
Master
then,
Dwarf.
No, don't have to call me Master Dwarf, Lord Grimsbane, or even just Thorendir too. I don't hold my position above you and lord it over you like some kind of lord. Well, I'm gonna go check the crew, my companions, and well, boys, the losers always whine about their best, and we'll just go home and fuck the prom queen. And Owen just jumps off the back of the boat and goes see what the boys are doing.
Sort of lands on the pebble beach. The crunch, crunch, crunch of the stone under the gravel, essentially under your boots, as you make your way up to this, or make your way along the beach to this temple, and you. We cut back to Ymir and Winfred trying to what exactly?
I said I was saying something along the lines of, "Did you try and move the stone budging? By the looks of it, should we try and do it together, maybe?"
No, I was having a chat. What the fuck does it look like I'm doing?
I was asking if you would like some help, but you can go fuck yourself if it's going to be that way.
Well, you try and get yourself
Ymir's
out of
just
here,
gonna
then.
walk away then, and make his way back.
Yeah,
up
walk back into
the
the
other way.
grey fucking ooze.
No, he's going up into this room again. The room that didn't have the grey ooze in it from his memory.
So is hold on. Let me pause the game.
Yep.
Because is Ymir like running around? Like, is he running back and forth? Like, is he at combat speed?
Well, my movement speed is 40 walking speed.
I mean, it's like, yeah,
I'd say he's making a brisk walk, so I'd say I'd be moving 30 feet.
yeah, that's cool.
40.
Yeah. Yeah. By the time you get back to sort of re-entering the corridor,
I was here, remember?
sure.
I came out to there, so I went. It would have
Do you want me
been...
to describe what's happening to the world, like that's not purely just mathematical Euclidean bullshit?
Oh, no, I'm saying, like, from where I was standing, like, because I saw that you measured it out from down here.
Yeah. So
Like that
I'm not
would-
sticking to exactly numbers here because we're not in combat. Dill.
That's fine.
I'm painting a word picture and I'm putting you in incredible fun danger.
Yeah, that's completely fine. I'm just clarifying where I was.
Yeah. As you step through that corridor, you notice parts of the walls. Again, the ooze sort of like reaching out across the walls trying to grab you. Give me a acrobatics check or a dex saving throw to sort of clear by and skim past into the other room without without touching the slimes.
18.
Yep. So you were able to kind of pass through. Pseudopods are kind of reaching out from the walls to to try and grab you, but you are able to dodge past all of them, and you get into the leaky room.
Yep.
Ahead of you is sort of a big double or a big wooden part. The rest of the room around you is all stone. There's what appears to be some kind of like serpent mouth. That I think you can kind of just make out in the corner of the room here.
I can see everything in the room
Yeah, cool.
with my torch. Yeah.
Ahead of you is a big sort of wooden, a solid big piece of wood. Above it, you can see it seems to be on some kind of railing on the side, so that it must be almost like a portcullis that would need to rise. To your right, there's also a metal fence or a metal wall that prevents you from accessing other parts of the room. While you contemplate that, we cut back to Winfred, who's, I guess, watched Ymir run off, and you hear the crunch of gravel and stones outside Winfred.
Describe this big stone to me. Does it like completely block off the doorway? Can I not even like speak through it or anything like that?
No, I think it's like it's enough that it's fallen and prevents the door from opening further. The door's like slightly ajar, but not enough to like fit through. You could maybe like put an arm through.
Okay, cool. So, would I be able to like peek through with my eyeball and see if I can see like anyone out there?
Yeah, you can kind of get the snout in and kind of look around, but you definitely can't get like the head or the full head or the shoulders past.
Okay, cool. Can I make a snoz roll?
Yes.
Cool. I got a 19.
Thorendir, what kind of musk or cologne does Thorendir usually rock? Because that's what you're smelling coming up the beach.
Okay, cool. Thorendir, hi.
El Tuano e Grimsbane.
Yeah, okay, cool.
El Noir.
Yeah, no, I just like, oh, hi, Thorendir. We're a little stuck in here. Emil walked off down the hall, and I'm trying to move this rock, but it's not budging.
Not budging, eh? Reminds me of something else I dealt with today. But
Yeah, shut up.
Tis
Get
not
over
a
it.
man who holds a grudge. I'll see if I can get you in there. Well, as Thorendir is a man well versed in stone arts, master dwarf, some would say. Can he look for any sort of integral structural weakness of this stone that's blocked their way?
Give me a perception check.
Before he does that, I just want to say, before you try anything, bardy, just keep in mind that this thing's been falling apart ever since we walked into it. So, like, any major combustive things is probably going to make us die.
This looks like a pretty solid chunk of stone. Thorendir, you probably have something in your kit that may be able to blast, if it not into like smaller pieces, like at least blast some aspects off it. But it seems to have, part of it seems to have come down, caving in the roof, and it's a pretty solid chunk of stone. You could potentially get to work on the doors if you have tools. And get some people together with some picks, something like that. You're a dwarf. I don't want to tell you your business when it comes to stone.
Don't tell Daddy how to fuck, but Thorendir literally seeing the big piece of stone and knowing, no, holy shit, Winfred, you guys are in there pretty solid. It's gonna take, I'd say, a couple hours.
Yeah, there's a rock in front of the door.
Men with picks get you out this way, but surely all good castles, walls, houses, and stone pathways have more than one entrance in case of cave-ins. What I'll do is I'll go investigate around and see if I can't find another passage and help you guys get out the rear. The Grimsbanes, they always find a passage in the back of passage. And Thorendir just walks off chuff with himself and going to look for another entrance.
Okay.
I don't know what Winfred does. Winfred doesn't do a lot. He sort of just listens to Thorendir trail off, and he's like, "That's a lot of words," and then starts trying to shift the stone again.
Cool. All right, give me an athletics check.
Okay. It didn't do as well as before. I'd imagine I'm pretty tired after doing it the first time.
Yeah. Ymir, we cut back to you, this sort of wet-ish room. And you hear in your mind a soft feminine voice, faint, distant. Hello? Is someone there? Oh, please, I need your help. I've been trapped in the dark for so long. So very long. Please, won't you help to free me?
Who the fuck are you?
Please, it's so dark. And you get an impression, because it's not the sound waves that you're hearing, right? You get the impression of location, that it's somewhere past this this area further north.
Described portcullis.
This is a big sort of 10-foot by 10-foot slab of solid wood. It appears to be sort of encased in a thin layer of bronze, and that's kind of like the bronze parts are kind of in the railing of the walls. And the bronze has turned green with age.
Ymir will just think, like, to himself, sort of just shrug. Be like, I got nothing else going on. Make his way over. And he's going to take out his great axe. Because you said it was a wooden structure.
Yep.
And he's going to swing at it. Twice. Because I get double attacks anyway.
Yeah, that first one's not great though, is it? Oh, the second one's not great either.
I wonder if I can get a 3. Come on! Oh, no.
And sticks into his head, Ymir dies.
Well, we don't have any critical fumbles, luckily.
Yeah, not tonight. We haven't had critical fumbles, but Ymir, you're kind of hacking at this thing for a while, and while you are, you notice that the snake heads in this room, water seems to be burbling up out from them, and starting.
Sorry. Is there any additional effect on me hitting the wood with my axe that really doesn't like wood?
Yeah. Well, you are not giving it your full like strength, right?
Yeah.
But after a while, you start getting big gouges into the wood, and you sort of take a breath. You stop to take a breath and see that part of the room itself, the water was just sort of like not even up to your ankle before, but now it's starting to fill up a little bit more with water. Eventually, you're able to what do we got here? You're able to kind of break down part of this wooden door just by hacking at it, spending some time, going crazy at it. We cut, in the mind's eye of the cinematic version of this, we cut between Ymir hacking at the wood of this door, and then cut back to Winfred sort of pushing at the stone block. And then there's that cool, like, it's montage-esque where like the screen is cut down the middle and they're both attacking something in the center, like almost sick, attacking each other.
Some sick 80s music blaring in the background.
Exactly. You eventually able to crack it open wide enough to see further in. And let me open this up. Venturing further in, you see another corridor, and there are 4 stone sarcophagi in front of yet another door. This next door, though, is made of marble, with a similar kind of outside thing going on. Again, the bronze turning green with age, but this solid slab of marble has sort of patterns of waves and lots of like curls and things like that. The 4 sarcophagi kind of almost stand as guard, or not guards, but sort of stand upright along the wall, two on each side.
Could I be in the actual, like, here? So, for what you're describing, I'd be able to see it?
Yeah. So imagine a sarcophagi here. Oh, wait, did that draw?
I'm assuming, like, there. Oh, what the hell? Not drawing for me either. There we go. There.
Yeah.
Guessing even spacing? So,
Yes.
Like there
Yeah.
and like there?
Yeah. the lid of each of the sarcophagus bears an image of a robed human figure, sort of in repose. Yeah.
All right. Well, Ymir's just going to make his way to the center of the room, front of the door. Look at the door. Realize probably not going to be able to cut through that one. And he's just going to continue on his way around the room into the other room to have a look down there first.
Sure. Yeah, you think this one is certainly marble, a lot harder to cut through, but it could theoretically be lifted like a portcullis. At least that is how you would think it normally needs to be opened.
Yeah. All right. So he'll make his way around while thinking to himself what you've just described.
Mm-hmm. All the while still hearing a voice in his mind. Hello? Hello, is someone there? Please, I need your help. It's been so dark for so very long.
He's just gonna think back to the voice. He is assuming that he can communicate the same way that it is. So he doesn't know if it can understand or hear him at all.
Sure.
He's just gonna think back. Yeah. I'll be back. Give me a moment. Keep your pants on. You've been down here forever. What's a few more minutes? He makes his way over to this door. Would he? This one's all
one day.
closed.
So this is similar to the one you just burst. Kool-Aid Man through.
I'm going to
another
do that
wooden door.
again to this. Another great axe swing. Another
Cool.
2 great axe swings. That's a 4 and a 15. There we go.
So
22 and 11.
whilst Ymir starts sort of cutting this one open, we cut back to Winfred, still sort of shoving at this stone block.
Yep.
And we see, and perhaps Winfred starts smelling, that there is a sort of puddle of ooze that's made its way down off the walls and is starting to sort of snake its way along the floor of the chamber towards him, behind him.
I have an idea. And then he steps back here and puts his hands out in front of him toward the door, just says, "Open sesame!" And nothing happens. Well, I've done all I can do.
And I think maybe that's where we'll end it for this week. And we'll pick up next week within the Ooze Temple as Thorendir starts doing a bit of a hot lap around the place to see if he can find anything worthwhile or some sort of other entrance. And if there are any other wooden doors that Ymir can turn into kindling, and if there's anything Winfred can do with a large stone block and or a couple of piles of oozes. And, tune in next week to find out if Pauly sleeps with a little stuffed monkey, while he's up there in the crow's nest. I assume he'd have like a little stuffed toy that like no one else knows about, but we'll find out.
He definitely hoards shiny things up there.
Yeah.
Oh, he's a magpie, is he?
Spoons.
I mean, just everything. He's every bird in one.
Yeah, fair enough.
Every bird wants to be him. Okay.
I mean, I imagine that even Pauly, like maybe on weekends, like as a little treat to himself, like goes and sits inside a house and like comes out occasionally. And is like, cuckoo. He just likes to try being a little bit of an every bird,
I mean,
With enough ale, maybe they can be inured against.
Yeah, no, I wish I could have done more, but I would have gotten slapped in one shot if I went in there. So that would have been a terrible idea.
Well, I'm about to get slapped in one shot, so I hope you're happy.
Yeah, I'm not, but I kind of am with the edgelord that fucking Winfred was. Jesus.
Yeah. That was honestly difficult to do. I'm not good at doing the edgy characters.
Didn't seem very difficult from my end.
Look, it was
fucking natural.
difficult. It was difficult. I'm not good at playing edgy characters.
Look, I thought it was a nice.
This is the reason I'm playing a huge teddy bear.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is.
it's a bit of character growth. You know, you gotta go through that emo phase. We've all done it. Some of us are still doing it. Maybe, I don't know.
You know my
Not a
dad.
phase, Mum, it's a
Jesus.
lifestyle.
Yeah. Does that work? Yeah, cool. All right, well, awesome. Thank you very much, lads.
Full Spider-Man 3.
No, thank you very much,
Tobey
Danny Daddy.
Maguire.
Yeah. Oh, I want to
Edgelord
see
face.
Winfred do like a dance number.
Strut
Kick
his way
it.
down
Do
the
a
stairs.
dance. I don't dance. I don't dance. I'm not dancing for your stream, Dan. I love you very
Wait-
much, but I'm
Wait
not
till we
dancing for your
put.
stream.
Wait till we have to chain up Winfred in the underground dwarven circus, and we all speak Russian at him until we make him start dancing.
Oh god.
Well, I assume at some point you're
That's the
going
next
to have
campaign,
to you're going to have to get Winfred to dance, and he's going to have the coconut bra and the thing. It's going to be very Jungle
Do
Book.
like Fez.
Do the dance like the bear form dance in World of Warcraft.
Yeah, like the Jungle
Yeah.
Book, a Baloo kind of dance, right? Like the
Yeah. I'm a little upset I didn't get a wild magic surge because I've been itching to try that out.
Very glad you didn't get a wild magic surge on the ship.
Yeah, no, same. Honestly,
or in an enclosed space with Ymir.
I mean, I considered like if Ymir had have known, because it has just recently shifted over to Wild Surge and it's never happened before. If it had have happened prior, I feel like Ymir would have just like tried to stress him out and just like slapped him to see what would happen.
Well,
hope for the
look,
best.
the thing is one of those, like a couple of these ones are like very nature-based, but some of them is like an intangible spirit which looks like a flump or like a something. I think it comes and attacks your enemies.
Yeah, and
At
we'll
the end of your
discover
character,
those.
the spirit explodes within 5 feet of it. Everyone within 5 feet of it must succeed a dexterity saving throw. So like, I've got a magical stick of dynamite that I can throw. Another one is necrosis. So like, I can suck the life out of things in a 30-foot radius. Like, it's insane.
Yeah.
But I'm kind
But
of.
we don't know. I mean, we don't know that yet because we haven't seen Winfred's
No, we
new-
haven't.
unable to connect with the spirit realm as he once did.
You weren't edgy enough. That was the issue.
Oh, there we go.
No.
He became edgy this episode and turned into wild magic. Like that's just what happens. You go a little bit emo, you forget how to use your magic.
Yeah, he's gonna start dyeing his hair, his fur different colors.
His fur.
Yeah, that's exactly what happened. Precisely.
But look, I had a lot of fun. We got lots of options going forward. There's some Grim, potentially the city of Grim, is in the future. What that'll hold, I don't even know. We've got obviously the Ooze Temple, which you're potentially, Ymir's exploring more of. Winfred's just like, no, I'm out. Please get me out of here.
Yeah, smells bad. Not my problem.
And then, of course, potentially, in the far-flung future, the Blingdenstone Lock, if you're wanting to head towards Waterdeep and/or, what did I say? What was the Pirate Cove's name again? I have it written down somewhere.
Skullport.
Skullport.
Oh, Skullport.
Yeah.
With enough ale, maybe they can be inured against the horrors below.
Temple of the Ooze is gonna be my bitch by the time I'm done. I'm gonna cut down every fucking door I can.
Just no wood left, only ooze.
I'm turning it into a fucking open plan living space. All right.
No, just when we're all having chat, like Thorendir having cigarettes with the guys, not giving a shit, and just you mean, come on, guys, just going in and out.
Yeah, like, come on, let's fucking get some shit done.
I imagine it's kind of like that thing where you've got that friend who's like, we're going to the next pub, and then they leave. And then they have to come back in and grab everyone and be like, guys, we're going to the next pub. And then they walk out like everyone has to follow them.
Seriously, guys, Uber's fine. The Uber's left, all right? We just got to go.
Yeah. Ymir just keeps getting to the next pub and going like, where the fuck is everybody? Going back to get him.
Jacob,
Yeah.
Chad has decided, or Al Khalif has decided that we are going to be voting to have you get in a bear suit and dance around.
All right. You get the bear suit. I'll dance around.
Fucking deal. That's easy. There's literally a costume store about 3 blocks away from your place. I fucking know that.
All right, go for it.
I love that we're not even like we don't even want to make it. This is how much this channel loves, these people love you, chat. It's not even like, oh, let's make it a goal. Let's make it like, yeah, we got to get some subscribers. Fuck that shit. We're just gonna make him do it anyway.
Hey, look,
These guys always
if
beat me
it's
to it.
gonna be fucking hilarious, then yeah, absolutely, we're gonna do it.
Maybe like
100%.
when we actually do that the in person one, that's what we'll do. We'll get him in
Yeah.
a bear suit for it, and then like I mean
Yeah.
I'll try and find like a parrot outfit.
I'll just
We're talking
paint
about
your
we're gonna
face.
tar and feather Timmy.
100 subs right now. We'll tar and feather Timmy before
How did
next
you-
session.
How did you know my kink? Fuck.
We'll just throw rocks at Dylan.
I'll just come in with a rock on my head, but eventually over time, like I shrink. It's that heavy that I just get shorter and shorter.
Look,
Yeah.
I'll be honest with you. I do have a super sweet DM cloak. That's like one of those good ground sweeper kind of
With enough ale,
fully long
Maybe
clothes.
they can be inured
So,
against the
100%
horrors below.
100% we're dressing up for our in-person
I've
game.
also got
Yeah,
something for you, Dan.
Oh, best daddy in the galaxy. Beautiful.
Ironically, I just finished painting Count Dooku for this stream. Cheers, guys.
Oh my fucking god, guys! I'm gonna send something in Discord that we
What is
need to
it?
get. I have to save money for this, but fuck me, this needs to happen.
What is it?
What one is it going in?
Where is it? I'm putting into links into Dungeons and Dragons.
Alright.
Fuck.
Well,
You
from
guys,
there-
you need to see that before you end chat. Put that in fucking chat, mate. I need to get this out. I need to get this costume.
Put it on your Amazon wish list. Let's have a look at it. Oh my god.
That's
Right.
400 bucks.
Dan, you need to look at this, mate. This is the perfect outfit.
That's fucking terrifying.
Can you send it to me on Facebook actually? Because I can't
I'll
pull
do
up
it right
Discord
now.
while I've got all your cameras up.
Yeah. 1 second. I just need to like get on Facebook on it. It's fucking superb, Dan.
Here you go, Timmy.
Sweet.
That'll make you happy.
Oh, come on, you fucking. I actually hate Facebook on my computer. It's just so much easier on the phone.
Mm.
Messenger loading for that is a pain in the ass.
Oh, dude, it takes forever.
Oh, it's so shit since they updated it.
Come on.
I'm sorry, I asked.
Come on.
But this is.
There we
I'll
go.
see
Alright,
if I
cool.
can. Am I allowed to put links in the Twitch chat, Dan, or is it going to stop me from doing it?
I don't know.
Okay.
There you go. I sent it to you. Have
There
a
we
look at
go.
it.
Alright.
I sent it to chat. If I get one of these, I'll put a kilt on it, and then
It didn't work.
we'll get him a hammer and everything. It'll be Winfred.
Oh, here we go. Oh, beautiful. High quality
It's
pirate
perfect.
parrot mascot costume. So you're a giant parrot. Like that actually just perfectly fits the new emote as well, actually. So
That's
Yeah,
it's
exactly.
actually fucking terrifying.
just fucking some
if
Pauly
I saw
Pauly
that
spam
running
in the
toward
chat. There we
me,
go.
I'd be. If I saw that running toward me, I'd be running for the hills.
I actually do need that outfit. Like that's not a joke. Like that's the thing that I need to buy.
They have a koala outfit. They have an eagle one. They have a top quality brown bear mascot.
Yeah, I linked the brown bear into the Discord chat
Yeah. All right.
and the
Cool.
and the Twitch chat.
Jesus.
That's the one. Yeah.
I hope it comes with a little sword too.
All right. Well, when we play in person, we'll try and make that happen for a special. Maybe we'll do a special charity thing. We'll all dress up in way too hot a costume in the middle of
Yeah.
autumn
Summer.
and go
Yeah.
nuts.
Yeah.
We'll just need Aaron to put on a hat.
Yeah, I think Aaron is already just
He's already-
Thorendir, right? He's already got the
Aaron
beard.
is Aaron's already just
Nick
throwing you.
literally cut my legs off, so I'm 4.5 feet tall.
We'll get you some barrels.
No, we'll put some
But,
shoes
like,
on
you
your
know, the
shoes
barrel
on your
boots?
knees, and you can just like go around like that.
Yeah, exactly.
No, Thorendir casts the disguise self to be everything and looks like Aaron.
Beautiful.
It's just a super handsome lord he met one time.
Yeah.
Oh dear. All right.
Well, I'm favoriting that costume because I will get that. Okay, I'm not
Perfect.
kidding you. I will happily buy that as for the
I'm
thing.
not getting out of this.
Well, look, if we can get the bear costume, what I'll do is we'll cut either. We could probably find a mushroom hat, or we can just like cut Toad off, and because you got to wear the little mushroom hat on the
With
bear
enough
as
ale,
well.
Maybe they can be
yeah.
inured
Okay.
against
Is
the
Toad
horrors
still
below.
on my head? Is he like attached to my head, or is he just like
No,
my
well,
companion
you
now?
don't have the
No.
hat. Timmy does.
Oh yeah, you took your hat off. That's true.
Yeah. So
fucking pirates
so,
can't be that
so
edgy,
Toad,
mate.
so
The
Toad
only
technically
edgy-
lives in my hat.
Yeah,
I'm
the only
thinking it's like a
thing
Mario
edgy-
Odyssey situation.
Yeah,
Well,
right.
the only thing
Okay.
edgy about pirates, mate, is its blade. Okay, none of this bloody.
With enough ale,
So I think
maybe they can be
Toad
inured against the
ate your old
horrors
pirate
below.
hat and then became the pirate hat with eyes. And then
Right,
you've thrown
okay.
that hat off, going, I don't want to be a pirate anymore.
So I've now got a sentient fungal pirate hat.
Yeah, I think that sounds cool.
Cool.
If Ymir can have a scaly dragon tattoo and an axe that wants to eat wood, you can have a sentient pirate hat.
I
can have a
thought
sentient
my
pirate hat.
dragon
Okay.
tattoo went away and just turned into some dragon scales.
No, the tattoo's still there. It's just the skin around the tattoo is getting a little bit green and scaly.
Should have tried to do something with that today. I forgot about that.
Mm.
Oh well, it's always next time. It's always next
Yeah.
week. I'm going to call it there. You know what? Everyone go follow Ymir. Follow I am Dylan James. He's online right now, in fact. Just to
No,
make
I've
it
already
so...
ended.
Oh, you've already ended? I was just going to raid you to make everyone follow you as well, because everyone's favourite Goliath boy.
And I ended.
You're just making my life hard now, mate.
You know it.
Well, we'll see. We'll see if anyone else is cool. Anyone else up late at night? Oh, the old dreaded GM's a pretty top bloke. We'll head into there and we'll say goodnight to you. Say goodnight to everyone. Chat or say goodnight to everyone. All the crew of the LaFloridita.
Good night, chat.
Good night,
Catch you
chat.
later, chat, you bunch of filthy animals.
I also think you're filthy animals, but you know, as your DM daddy, like I see beautifulness and I see amazing love, and you know, I mean, you've got the face only a daddy could love, and I love it. So have a lovely night.
Thanks, DM.
We'll catch you next week.
Not a dad.
Yeah.
Nighty night, everybody.
Dad D.